What is going on, everyone? Happy Saturday, happy Sunday, depending on the time that you're watching today's stream. Welcome, everybody. If you are brand new to the channel, go ahead and smash that like button. Most importantly, smash that subscribe button if you are now just tuning in. We're going to be talking about Pepe 2.0. What can we be expecting? Are we expecting a massive pump to the upside, or will we be expecting a massive dump as well? So I really don't know, man. I was looking at the charts earlier before I started the stream. It was not looking, neither was it looking good, wasn't looking bad, but overall perspective, it's looking good, right? Short-term perspective, it's looking kind of neutral. We don't have the clear understanding yet of where this is going to be heading towards. Let me go ahead and change the lights real quick. Let's get that up and running. Let me know if the music is a little too loud, by the way, down below in the description. Let me go ahead and get my tablet up and running and make sure we are officially live. Just go ahead and check. Give me 1 second. Tablet's like nearly out of juice. What is going on, everyone? Smash that like button. Comment down below if we are officially live. I'm still pulling out my tablet to make sure we are officially live. So give me 1 second. Okay, it looks like we are officially live. Awesome possum. Awesome. Hey, Happy, how's it going? Thank you for joining us today. Smash that like button for me. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this up and running. Tommy, how's it going, bro? Tommy says Pepe 2.0 is gaining new holders daily. 100%, man. I agree with you. 100%. Let's go ahead. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and post my link right now down below, and we're going to go ahead and talk about what we could be expecting with Pepe 2.0 if you're looking to go ahead and enter into Pepe 2.0 or looking to go ahead and actually jump in with a position. So we're going to go ahead and see that right now. Give me about 1 second. Let me just go ahead and post all the links that are necessary. And in the meantime, we go ahead and get some people coming in, right? It is Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you're watching. So typically, I don't stream during these times. But because of what's going on in the market right now, I do want to go ahead and stay up with all of this. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get the stream up and running today. We're going to go ahead and start off with Pepe 2.0. Obviously, we could go ahead and talk about whatever you want. You just go ahead and comment down below. Let me know if the music is a little too loud or is the music perfect. I want to go ahead and get some groove going on right now. But as always, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. No KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. That is one of my preferred platforms to go ahead and leverage trade. As you can see, this is actually a position I have open for Pepe 2.0. So this information is really important for myself as well. So we're going to be looking at the charts and really dissect what we could be expecting moving forward with Pepe 2.0. Should we start closing our positions if we are long? Should we go ahead and put stop losses, or should we just go ahead and continue to hold on to our trade, right? As you can see currently right now, about $1,700 in profit, still holding on strong to my position. I actually added a lot more after I said I did sell. I did sell, by the way. Ended up taking profits, and then I ended up rebuying once again, right? As I mentioned, just go ahead and do whatever you feel comfortable with. At the moment, I wasn't really feeling too confident with the market, with what was going on, so I decided to go ahead and take profits just in case it went south, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Can we be expecting a massive move very soon? We will. We just don't know where it's going to be heading. Is it going to be to the upside? Is it going to be to the downside? And I think that's kind of like the thing that I apologize for that. I was getting my W out. That's actually the thing that I'm kind of like nervous myself and kind of panicking and asking myself. So I thought for all those that are holders, we could at least go ahead and do some quick little TA, dissect this, watch it, and hopefully we could go ahead and get some movement, you know, during the live stream. Usually it does happen, sometimes it doesn't. As I mentioned, I don't expect much volatility because it is the weekend, but we are now picking up in volatility. So maybe we get the breakout right now live. So smash that like button for me. As I mentioned, does help support the channel. Let me just go ahead and get my W drink up and running. Mixing up the W right now, and we're gonna go ahead and start talking about charts. Moon Joker, how's it going, my guy? I feel like BTC hit 45k and then Pepe 2.0 could hit 45 to 50 million market cap. I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%. And that's kind of the reason why I'm extremely bullish still in my position with Pepe 2.0. But I also want to go ahead and we need to stay as neutral as possible, right? We need to be realistic. We need to go ahead and stay neutral and really protect our money. It's not about, you know, who's right, who's wrong, who's fudding, who's not. It's all about protecting yourselves, right? If we do see and we start getting signs that it's not looking good, then maybe it might be time to go ahead and close our positions, take profits, re-enter if the market does tend to dump, and then just rebuy again, right? It's all about protecting your money. It's really the most important thing, and not getting wrecked, right? Especially if you are doing leverage. I would recommend that you have to be very cautious with what is going on and quickly be able to adapt and make a decision where the market is heading towards. Moon Joker says the same with Pulse Chain, but I would want Pulse Chain to dip aggressively. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about Pulse Chain, man. It's probably going to be doing the same movement as Pepe 2.0. Moon Joker says, I'm good, John. I thought I saw you drink Prime the other day. What's your favorite flavor? I haven't drank Prime in forever, but like my favorite flavor is the strawberry one. I just don't drink Prime anymore because, you know, now we have W in here. So unless I was endorsed or sponsored by Prime, I would definitely be drinking some Prime. But yeah, my favorite one is a strawberry. I think it's like strawberry something. It's the pink one. That one's really good. And I'm talking about the energy drinks. Those are really good. And I think they also have a fruit punch. That one's really good as well. Moon Joker says with the war and unpredictable pandemic, that may cause BTC could lower to 12 to 15k. So here's the thing. With the war, this is what a lot of people don't understand, right? With the war, if anything, it's more bullish than anything. Like, war is bullish for Bitcoin and the stock market. Will it go ahead and cause a temporary dump where retail panics and people panic because they think that war is bad for, you know, for the economy? Yeah, I do see, you know, I do see cryptocurrencies or even the stock market taking a hit because of the scares. But overall, war is bullish, unfortunately, and it's just one of those where the way war works is that there has to be inflated money into the market, and when there's money inflated into the market, then that causes more debt into the market, right? Which means higher inflation. So in other words, the more wars or whatever kind of pandemics we have going on, inflation actually goes through the roof, causing assets to go up. Because those same assets might be involved with whatever, like for example, crude oil. We talked about how crude oil it's in a lot of our products, right? Our everyday products, crude oil is being made from. So with that being said, that causes the inflation of food to go up. And if companies, you know, are, let's say for example, a stock company, a company that's publicly traded, has a product that it's in really high demand, and now crude oil goes up, now they might have to go ahead and charge, you know, now they might have to go ahead and charge for that product a lot more than they were previously, causing, you know, obviously the company to make a little bit more revenue. So overall, war is actually good, unfortunately, to go ahead I mean, haven't you noticed how, you know, as soon as the war thing broke out, cryptocurrencies took off? You know, the stock market took off. It's no coincidence, right? Same thing when the whole entire thing with Russia and Ukraine, you saw Bitcoin take a massive dip to the downside, and then you saw Bitcoin skyrocket right away, and then continue to go on like nothing ever happened, right? Because people are going to panic, like retail people are not aware of how, you know, the economy really works. They're going to panic and they're going to sell, or they're going to get wrecked. And then the people that understand how war causes actually more profitable companies into whether it's a stock market or more people are going to be willing to take on that risk, it's going to temporarily dump it, but over long term and short term, it's going to go ahead and have a major pump to the upside. So I think this whole entire war thing, if it wasn't for the war thing, cryptocurrencies in the stock market wouldn't be pumping. So I think, in my opinion, as I always say, I mean, I just gave you the reasons why it pumps, and I just gave you the factual reasons of how it works, and the reason why war causes the economy overall for inflation to go up, but for a lot of these investments to go up as well, is because I just pretty much told you the reason why, right? But it's up to you on whatever you believe, and you decide. And as I mentioned, it's always solely my opinion with what I say, but that's usually how the economy moves, right? It's through inflation and debt, and the more debt there is, the more inflation there is, and the more inflation there is, the higher the cost of everything's going to be, meaning now you have to pay for double of the price of everything, right? For example, you can't find phones almost anything under $1,000 nowadays, right? That's freaking ridiculous, bro. Years ago, you know, a phone was $300 to $600. Now phones are like $2,000. Like, you can't make none of this shit up. It's like, who really has $2,000 sitting in the sideline to just go ahead and pay for a phone? Like, and you're talking about a phone. We're not talking about a computer. We're not talking about any of that, right? It's like, that's what higher inflation causes. It causes products to be more expensive, people having to spend more to go ahead and get that product, which then causes the company to go ahead and charge a little bit more and possibly be more profitable than ever before if they weren't able to get those margins in, right? Now they have a reason to go ahead and lie to us and say, it's because of war, or it's because of what's going on in the world. You know, the pandemic caused it. We have to raise the prices of food now. It's like, you really don't, but that's a great excuse and a good reason to go ahead and do it. And we have nothing else but to just go ahead and take it in and be like, oh, it's the pandemic. That's the reason why inflation's so high. It's like, it's part of it, but a lot of it's also, you know, it's being purposely done on purpose in order to go ahead and cause more inflation into the world. As I mentioned, we talked about this with the DXY, and we're going to go ahead and look at the DXY shortly right now and really go deep dive a little bit on that with the Pepe 2.0. But as I mentioned, I told you all of this, you know, the world's going to get worse. It's going to get worse every freaking month. This is going to get worse. Expect higher inflation. Expect all of this. You know, I've been saying this for the last 3 months, 6 months. If all of you have been following me, none of this is what's going on in the world should be a surprise to you and I, right? Because we talked about, I said 3 months ago, there was going to be a black swan event, and we just didn't know what it was. I said it was either going to be an alien invasion, maybe a freaking war, or maybe something else. And even hearing all these news sources about these new aliens that are being found globally and all this, it's like, you can't make none of this shit up, man. It's like, this thing's already planned in advance. So this is kind of the reason why you can kind of understand what would be going on, because a lot of this shit's just made up, man. It's just fake. You know, that's why they're able to go ahead and prepare for certain situations. When things and certain events come in the world, it's like, whoa, what are the coincidences that you were somewhat prepared for that? You know what I mean? It's because there's no coincidence. There's no coincidence to any of this. Moon Joker says, John, did you by any chance invest on Safe Moon? And if you do, did you make any profits? No, I did not, bro. I didn't invest in Safe Moon, unfortunately. Did you, by the way? Cryptic Sniper, how's it going, bro? Smash that like button, guys. Yes, 100%. Really do appreciate it if you go ahead and smash that like button for me. It does help support the channel. Moon Joker says, I believe Save Moon has an insider trading involved due to Luke Ballmar and Face Clan talking about it. I've never heard about it. That's interesting. It could be, man. Like I always tell you, there's an insider for all of this. There's just no coincidence to any of this. Like, you think there's a coincidence that this whole entire thing with like the ETF and accidentally got leaked? It's like, dude, you can't make none of this shit up. You can't make none of this shit up. Like, you're telling me that one of the top crypto, you know, blog posts accidentally, you know, talked about an ETF being approved? Like, dude, whether it was accidentally or not, a lot of people lost a lot of money, right? And also a lot of people made a lot of money. As I mentioned, there's always two sides when it comes to trading. There's going to be one person that's going to be losing on the other end while you're making money, and vice versa. So you think there's a coincidence that that happened? There's not. You know, they purposely went ahead and manipulated the market. The cryptocurrency market is just as manipulated, if not even worse, than what we see in the stock market. So this whole entire, you know, talks about decentralization, regulations, all bullshit, bro. Dabmaster, what's it going, bro? How's it going? I hope you're having a great day today, dude. Bought some Wojak today. Let's go ahead and check out some Wojak. Wojak coin 6 months ago. Bought some Wojak today. Meme coin season is coming. Yeah, dude. I feel meme coin season coming as well. I think there was this one other token that just came out. I can't remember what the name of the token was called, but apparently it's associated with the Floki coin. And I've also been seeing that Floki has been pumping like crazy. I think it's this token actually right here. This one right here. Token Fi. apparently is the same creators that created Floki, from what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. That's what Metabot, or I don't know where I read it from, dude. But you really can't believe half the shit that's, you know, on the internet nowadays. You have to be very, very careful who you listen to and whose advice you take. You know, obviously anything that I say, it's solely my opinion, right? So I hope all of you understand that, and I hope a lot of the decisions you're making, you're not doing it based on what John is saying, right? You're hearing what John has to say, and then you come up with your own conclusion. You know, it's all about perspective, and I think that's the great thing when we have a platform like such as us, that we don't go ahead and, you know, talk down on people if they see something different than us, right? There's other channels out there that if you're not a bull, they're gonna go ahead and completely like ban you from their channel to even say anything. Or if you're a complete bear and you're a bull, like people are going to go ahead and get disappointed and get mad at you, right? It's like, I think we all should have somewhat of a, I wouldn't say somewhat but I believe we should all have a reason to speak our mind, you know. As long as we respect each other, I really don't care. As long as we have respect for each other, you could really do whatever the fuck you want to do, you know. But I think when boundaries are crossed, and that's a little different now. But regardless, these are all solely opinions. Nobody knows what's really going to happen in the market, right? No one knows what's going to happen in the world. It's all purely speculation. But one thing that I could go ahead and tell you is that none of what we talk about, it's no coincidence to anything. And you could go ahead and confirm this with multiple channels, right? I gave you a little bit of the conspiracy, and then I gave you a little bit more of the, you know, the neutral side of TA stuff, and then we go ahead and move forward with that, right? I think that's what makes us different compared to all these other channels. Everybody could just go ahead and sit and talk about charts, but when you really go ahead and look at the world at a different perspective, you're able to understand why things happen the way they do, and you're able to go ahead and pivot and maneuver a certain way because you understand how the world really moves, right? And many people don't. Many people are sleepwalking pretty much, or they're sleeping, half awake, half asleep, with their eyes in their face, and they really don't know what's going on. And when there's certain huge events, people don't tend to question enough, right? You should be questioning everything. You should question even me when I talk about certain things, right? You should go ahead and go deep dive to that extent where you're questioning everybody and everything when you hear something, right? So Wojak right now sitting at a total of 9.96 million market cap with a total liquidity of 1.40 million, 10,000.58 thousand holders. So almost about 10,600, I'm assuming. It almost does look like some sort of cup and handle pattern is forming, and as long as we could go ahead and find some area of support and we begin to go ahead and see the breakout, you could go ahead and capture this one right here. As I mentioned, this could still go ahead and dump and then try to retest it one more time. It depends how cup and handle patterns usually work out. There's different scenarios. Sometimes it does, you know, break out on the second test. Sometimes it takes 2 times to go ahead and retest it before making the new all-time highs, but be on the lookout for that on Wojak coin. If this is, you know, leverage trading, I'll definitely go ahead and take advantage of that. So let me go ahead and see if we could go ahead and leverage trade Wojak on MEXC. I'm ready to go ahead and do some quick TA on Pepe 2 because Pepe 2 is not looking good right now, and we want to go ahead and protect our money. Remember we talked about that? We want to know how to pivot. I'm looking at the numbers in the side. We're at 28,887. So we're so good. We're so bullish. I mean, we're still at a really bullish area, but we are waiting for a breakout, and we don't know where that breakout's going to be. Is it going to be to the upside? Is it going to be to the downside? We don't know. So it looks like they are listed on MEXC, so that's pretty good. Hopefully it's not just let's see, is a spot. Okay, so they have futures on MEXC as well. So if you want to go ahead and trade Wojak on MEXC, make sure to go ahead and use my link down that I pinned on the comment section right here or on the description. And as I've always mentioned, we are currently giving all the way up to $20,000 in sign-up bonuses. There are certain ways to go ahead and achieve these bonuses. A lot of you asked me. You have to really go ahead and read and look into all of this. But we are partner, and it does help support the channel. As I always mention, we are a preferred platform. This is a preferred platform that I currently use, and I'm currently looking at other exchanges as well. So whatever I'm going to go ahead and push in the channel is because I personally believe in the product that I'm using, right? Let's see if we can find Wojak. So Wojak's right here. I'm going to go ahead and save that because it is doing a similar pattern to Pepe 2.0, and I've seen this with Floki as well, right? So we've seen this thing going on with Floki as well. A very, very similar pattern. And as a Dub Master mentioned, maybe we are coming into a meme coin season. You know, maybe meme coin season is just now starting, right? I don't want to go into the conspiracies of say Ethereum, but don't you kind of find it odd that as soon as say Ethereum pull the rug on everybody or dump their tokens, we have meme coin season going through the roof, we have Bitcoin going through the roof, right? Maybe that's what the fucking sequel was, man. I don't know, but I'm not gonna go ahead and overthink it, because we did get screwed, and we got screwed pretty freaking down hard. So I'm not gonna go ahead and do some conspiracy theories on that to go ahead and feel better about the loss. But this is kind of the reason why you always want to go ahead and make sure and understand what projects are doing. Ideally, when you want to jump into these meme tokens, there's nothing wrong with jumping into them, right? The only time that it's a wrong time, look, even right here on the 15-minute chart on Floki, do you see this kind of sort of cup and handle forming? As I mentioned, sometimes it takes multiple times to try to retest to that upside breakout. But let's say, for example, in order to confirm this, you're looking ideally at the 3692 right here, or 3825, where it's going to be a confirmed breakout that it's going to make newer highs. And it just so happens that it's doing something very similar to Pepe 2.0, right? So I don't think there's a coincidence to a lot of these tokens that they move the same. As always, a lot of these meme tokens are by the same developers, literally the same teams running these tokens back to back, pumping and dumping, scamming the same people. So it's not nothing abnormal, right? And if you're not aware of that, well then congratulations, now you know. All right, so just be aware of that a lot of these tokens are purely centralized by multiple teams that are running these meme tokens and running these scams back to back. So that's why we have to be very, very careful. 99% of these tokens are scams. Pretty much, I would always want to say almost 100% are scams. But let's just go ahead and be, you know, a little bit optimistic, and let's say 99% of these tokens are scams. And really, the only value they have is the hype to go ahead and, you know, make some money, and for all of us to make money, right? Will it change when regulation comes in? I think so. I think that's what's going to really change when regulation comes in. I think, in my opinion, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for people to run these meme tokens. So meaning it's going to be a little bit more difficult for people to go ahead and pull these scams. I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be preventable. Am I even saying the word right? Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not like something they're going to be able to, you know, prevent overall. They're going to go ahead and just make it a little bit harder for the typical person to go ahead and run their scams, meaning they might have a little bit tighter security. Maybe they might require additional KYC when it comes to a lot of these exchanges. Maybe they'll be cracking down on the exchanges that don't have the strong KYC, right? So that's what's going to happen where regulation comes in. Regulation, in my opinion, is not the bullish thing. That is solely my opinion. I think it's more of a bearish thing, but I guess to each his own. It is going to get retail excited, and they're going to get more hopium out of it. But overall, if you really truly believe in a decentralized network, you know, this shit's an ETF is not gonna do it, bro. Like, come on, you guys have to start waking up. I'm sorry to tell you, I know a lot of people are like cheering on for the news of a damn ETF. Everybody and their mom's going fucking crazy with an ETF, and everybody's hoping and praying and crossing their fingers that an ETF gets approved. An ETF will get approved, trust me. I could go ahead and like almost guarantee you with that, and I don't know when it's going to get approved though. That's my thing. I'm not going to tell you when, because I don't know when it's going to get approved. Is it going to get approved? I could guarantee you 100% an ETF will come and it will get approved. The only thing is, it's not going to get approved when you and I want to. It's going to get approved when the big masses, you know, the people that control the world, if you're not aware of, you know, there's entities that do control the world, they're going to go ahead and push it. And those are banks, right? Banks control the world, if you don't understand what I'm saying. Banks are the ones that fuel the war. Banks are the ones that fuel everything, right? They're the ones that issue debt. That's literally the whole purpose of a bank, is to issue debt and collect money off of that debt. That's literally all they do. And all they do is just print out money from the back end that they have completely access to, because it's free. You know what I mean? We just been brainwashed enough by all these other countries and all of these politicians to go ahead and believe that this currency is worth the value of this, right? And it's kind of the same thing with cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. Bitcoin it's valued at the price. A lot of people could go ahead and say it's a hedge against inflation, which is, in my opinion, completely bullshit, because if Bitcoin moves right now with the NASDAQ and it moves a lot closely to the dollar, how the fuck is that a hedge against inflation, right? And that's what I'm saying. People just don't question enough. They just go with the flow and, oh, this YouTuber that I listened to said this. Let's go ahead and assume that he's right. Like, no, bro, you have to do your own research. And that's what I encourage all of you to go ahead and do. Do your research. Don't believe any of the shit that I'm saying, and I don't want you to believe anything that I'm saying, right? This is just to go ahead and pull out my perspective, my opinion. You come up with your own conclusion of what you believe, and then that's how you're going to be able to pivot and make a better decision when it comes to investing or trading. And that's what, you know, realistically not that many people are willing to tell you. Just go back to all the influencers that we have right now in the crypto space and tell me who's doing it to the extent where I'm telling you shit like this. Most people are hyping you up on some bullshit fucking coins and bullshit ETF approval, which doesn't fucking matter. I'm telling you, it's gonna get approved. It's just a matter of whenever they want to, right? Whenever the banks are ready. And in order for an ETF to get approved and people to get hyped up into crypto, as I mentioned, war has to happen, people have to die, inflation has to go up higher, and all this so on factors that people don't understand how the economy moves, right? But as I mentioned, it's you're not at fault if you don't understand any of this. It's only a fault. You're only at fault if you do not want to learn from this and improve. I'm telling you, the goal is to become better every day. I can't go ahead and sit here and tell you that I know fucking everything, because I don't. You know, I'm learning every day as every day goes by. I'm learning every day from all of you, right? I learn a lot of shit from all of you. But this is the reason why I mentioned you have to question everything that goes on in the world, man. You have to question, why is it, like, hasn't anybody ever, like, asked themselves, like, why the fuck is it that Bitcoin moves with the stock market, the US stock market, and the DXY? How does that make any sense? Like, really think about it. How does that make any sense? So what decentralized, you know, coin moves with the freaking US stock market and is dependent on the US market? Like, that shit makes no fucking sense, man. If you really sit down and think about it, makes no sense. Dabmaster says, trust no one except yourself. 100%. Saeed says it's going to pump. I hope, dude. Right now we're at a very critical area of Pepe 2.0, right? And that's kind of the reason why I decided to make this video, because if I want to go ahead and know as well, like, what do you guys think? Do you think we are bullish still, or are we bearish? Because if you look at this right here on the 4-hourly, it does look like we are looking to go ahead and have this reversal. The good thing about this, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the positive and the negative, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and give you both scenarios, because I'm trading, my money's in the line, I want to make money, and if I'm incorrect, I'm gonna lose money too, right? So this is kind of the reason why I wanted to make today's video, and I want to go ahead and keep it as neutral as possible, right? Because I don't know. I do know, though, that Pepe wants to go ahead and do a massive move. And you're going to ask, John, where the fuck is that move? I don't know, man. It's to the upside or it's to the downside. It's really, really that simple, but it's really not, right? And this is the reason why we're going to go ahead and analyze this together and ask ourselves, what are the probabilities that it goes to the upside compared to the downside? And we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now, right? I'm going to go ahead and read the question right now with what Dabmaster mentioned. Actually, let's go ahead and read it right now before I go deep into the technical analysis, because I do see somebody that just joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are brand new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. We're going to talk about TA with Pepe 2.0 and everything overall. So let's go ahead and see what Dabmaster J says. I think the ETF will be big, but not as big as everyone thinks. The CBDCs, though, will be huge. If they are compatible with exchanges, it will be a tidal wave of money coming in. I forgot who it was. I think it was Moon Joker or Saeed. I can't remember. One of you guys told me about, you know, what USDC standard for, and one of you guys commented United States digital currency, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? I didn't think about that. So if you kind of think about it, we kind of already have a CBDC, which is it's USDT, USDC, and I think it's what, USDCM or something like that. So we already have a CBDC right now in action. It's just being tested, and we're kind of being the guinea pigs, you know? And I think that's what's going on right now in this space, is that they've been letting Bitcoin do its thing because we're kind of the guinea pigs right now, right? They're testing how things are moving. They're testing how people are scamming people, how how hackers are hacking certain assets, how flash loans are coming in. Like they're understanding this from the back end, so they're allowing all the shenanigans going on. They're allowing these other influencers scam their freaking viewers to go ahead and analyze and come up with a conclusion of how they're going to go ahead and push regulation, right? I don't think it's going to happen very, very quickly, especially in the US. The US is freaking lacking behind, bro. The US is one of the slowest countries when it comes to a lot of adoption, man. Like there's other countries that are already adopted to cryptocurrencies and this technology and all this wave of AI, and the US is barely getting by, right? And the reason why is because the US is one of those that really take their time to want to go ahead and adopt to shit. And the reason why is because they know that as soon as the US usually gets involved, then that means it's time on, right? And this is what's going on right now in the world globally. The US is putting out all this FUD about crypto and all this. They want to be in crypto. The only problem is the US is not ready. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know how to prevent, DeFi. They can't prevent DeFi, bro. So the US right now is like pretty much shitting bricks, trying to figure out what they should go ahead and do and how they could go ahead and adopt to this, because guess what? The US understands that cryptocurrencies are a big threat to them. Why? Because that means no nation will ever have to depend on the US dollar anymore. And that's their biggest fear. And this is the reason why, slowly but surely, trust me, they're going to go ahead and adopt regulation to cryptocurrencies. But it's only a matter until they're fully ready. The US is not ready to go ahead and push this shit. They're barely catching on, right? When would it be? In a year, in 2 years, 3 years? I don't know. But what I could tell you is the US is literally in a thin mark right now, that if they can find out and figure out how they could go ahead and adopt to this, I think a lot of countries really don't like the US as much anymore, because they're waking up and they're seeing how the US is like one of the biggest bullies when it comes to everything. When it comes to war, like, haven't you ever questioned yourself why the fuck the US is involved in everything? Why is it that the US supplies weapons? Why is it that the US is involved in this war that the US shouldn't be involved in? It's because the US likes to go ahead and issue debt. They like to go ahead and help people out there to pretend to help in order to go ahead and issue them any more debt. And if anything comes back to back, like let's say they don't want to issue their debt, or they don't want to pay their debt back because they can't, well, guess what? They're gonna have to pay it through resources. So I think a lot of countries are starting to wake up how the US really moves shit around. And I'm sure a lot of countries are tired of the US being the one that they have to rely on, right? To this US dollar, which is not really backed by anything. And you could go ahead and argue with me and tell me that, hey John, it's fucking backed by this and that. No, it's not fucking backed with shit, dude. So this is kind of the reason why we have the problem right now overall with central banks, especially the Federal Reserve, is that they're starting to realize that people are like, fuck dude, the US is full of shit, man. What do they really have to go ahead and offer besides their US dollar that's really not backed by anything? And countries are starting to realize this, and this is kind of the reason why the US will be taking a hit if they don't adopt quickly, right? So regardless whether the US adopts to it or not, countries all over the world besides the US are already adopting and accepting cryptocurrencies as their everyday purchases, right? They already have their own CBDCs, and the US is seeing this as a threat. Why? Because that means that these countries will not be dependent on the US. And if these countries are no longer dependent on the US, well, the US is no longer able to go ahead and make money. I'm telling you, this whole the way the world really runs, it's a huge Ponzi scheme, right? And I really don't like to go in too deeply, because you get to the point where everything's a fucking Ponzi, because at the end of the day, it's really all about the value that we give to that item or to that thing or to that person, right? So overall, the US will go ahead and adopt regulation. They will go ahead and push cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies will be used against you and I. As all of you know, cryptocurrencies, the biggest thing that a lot of these countries are now loving it for is because of the blockchain. The blockchain is able to go ahead and track all of our footsteps. So obviously, an economy of a full-on digital economy, it's better actually for a lot of these politicians and a lot of these governments, because now they're able to track what you and I do to the T with no mistakes in between, right? As opposed to if you're using a physical currency, it's a lot easier to go ahead and hide it, launder it, and do all of this, right? With cryptocurrencies, even if you go ahead and use something like a tornado freaking flipper or whatever it's called, where you could go ahead and launder your crypto, you still go ahead and track it where it goes to, right? Because you have to cash out your cryptocurrencies one way or another if you want to use it in the physical reality, which is through an exchange, and an exchange usually has KYC, right? So that's the way they're doing it now, and this is the reason why KYC is getting a lot stricter in a lot of these exchanges, and the reason why they want to push regulation in order to go ahead and adopt that. But overall, just blockchain is here to go ahead and really be more controlled overall. It's really what blockchain is here for. But you know, as I mentioned, this is the reason why we have to go ahead and make as much money as we can, right? Because if we make as much money, now we can go ahead and buy our fucking own island and do whatever the fuck we want if we want to, right? So that's the whole entire goal overall when it comes to anything related to this cryptocurrency space, is understanding what's really going on behind the doors, right? It's not that like, oh, cryptocurrency is going to come in and, you know, everybody's going to be happy, and all of our friends and families that we said, hey, I told you so, yeah, we're going to be able to do that. But the goal is that we're doing that maybe on our own fucking island, because the way they're going to go ahead and push this technology and the way they're pushing technology now, it's pretty damn scary, man. I mean, have you ever asked yourself why our phones, or whenever we're browsing the web, why, you know, something that we looked at, it starts to pop up a lot? It's because they're getting our data. You know what I mean? Have you ever noticed you start getting all these random ads because you looked at a red pair of shoes, and now you're having all these companies, you know, showing you red shoes? Is because big data sells all of our data. You know what I mean? They sell all of our information to one another. So the true value is data, because with data you're able to now you know, not only influence the people, but now you're able to sell the people exactly what they want. So in reality, the big value behind everything in any currency that we talk about, whether it's cryptocurrency or any, you know, the euro or the US dollar, it's really data, and it's you and I. So we're technically being used for our data to then get sold on and be sold to pretty much every freaking day of our lives. And that's really where the real value is. So if you really think about it and you ask yourself, what is the real value of something? And the real value is our information. It's actually quite creepy, man. And it's like a whole entire like freaking hole you could go into. You're gonna be like, damn, bro, that's fucking kind of scary. You know what I mean? Yeah, Saeed said that, man. He said United States of Crypto, USC, man. You know what I mean? I believe it, and I'm pretty sure that that's the way it's being used. So like, we are already now getting to the CBDCs. We're just testing things out. They're seeing what people could go ahead and do to the extents and understand how everything moves. And the only way they could go ahead and do that is through trial and error and data. You know, the reason why a lot of these exchanges failed, because guess what they try to do? They try to do what banks do every day. The only difference is that banks could go ahead and print as much money as you want, and that's the Federal Reserve, right? They're able to print as much money and loan as much money as they want because they could. They're the Federal Reserve, bro. They could do whatever the fuck they want. But these exchanges try duplicating the methods of a lot of what these central banks do, and they realized that because of the volatility of the market, they weren't able to sustain that, because they need customer funds in order to go ahead and sustain all of that. And it's the same thing with the banks. If you were to go ahead, if everybody in the world unites together and pulls their money from the bank, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have bank collapse. Because the banks really don't have the money that you see on your digital screen. It's being lent to Bob, Richard, and Tommy. It's being lent out to 3 different people, man. You have $100,000 in the bank, dude. $100,000 in a freaking on a freaking screen, yeah, you do. But you know, if you want to go ahead and take out that money out of the bank, you're kind of screwed, man. That bank already lended that money to like 20 different people. And that's what would cause a bank collapse, right? And that's the same thing that would happen if what actually happened with a lot of these exchanges. You had people that lost a lot of money. It was really, really volatile. They were in very volatile assets. They were over leveraged, and then customers began to pull their funds. And now that's how a lot of these exchanges collapse, right? You don't really have to be a fucking brain surgeon to understand how a exchange collapse or a bank collapse really works. All you have to do is just put one and one together, and you get the answer. Right? It's not that complicated. People overcomplicate of like, you know, SBF did this, dude, it's that simple. They try to duplicate what banks are doing. They couldn't do it because it's a volatile asset, and they failed. And it's really that simple. But obviously they're not going to go ahead and tell you and I any of that, right? Dab Masters, Mr. Trust says, I see a W pattern. Hey, is a W pattern bullish or bearish, man? Excuse my ignorance. Welcome, by the way, Mr. Truss. Oh, it looks like a W pattern is bullish. Nice. It's also referred as a double bottom. Cool. See, I didn't know that shit. Learn something new every day. We're gonna go ahead and look at how this pattern works out right now. And then we have Dabmaster says, I think digital forex on a blockchain. Pretty much, man. That's pretty much what it is. Azay TV says Pepe 2.0 to 0.01. Yes, sir. Johnny says he means win, bro. I don't know what you mean. No, he's talking about this pattern. I don't know how this pattern works, but we're gonna go ahead and understand how this W pattern works. So this W pattern goes from a downtrend, forms a double bottom pattern, and then it does a breakout to the upside, which then confirms is an uptrend. So we can actually see how a W pattern works, and it tells you right here, price projection is the height of the double of the bottom of the pattern. Okay. Stop loss below, which, you know, we don't use stop losses because we'll get liquidated. Trade in the direction of the breakout, and then this is once you get the confirmation of the breakout. So my question is, Mr. Trust, where are you seeing the double bottom pattern? What minute chart is this? Is this on the 1 hourly? Is this on the 15-minute chart? Is this on the daily? Definitely would like to go ahead and know. As I mentioned, I'm pretty bullish, but I'm really like, okay, look, I'm bullish, right? I'm freaking bullish on Pepe 2.0. It's showing us nothing but bullish signs, right? But you always want to be on the edge. You don't want to go ahead and rely on it 100% because that's what the markets want you to think. The markets are all pure manipulation. It's all psychology. It's all, you're going against another person to go ahead and really believe what you're seeing, right? So whenever you're seeing these candlesticks of the green and red, it's really the other person trying to convince the other person that, hey, no, Bob, this shit should fucking be higher. You know what I mean? And then Tommy's fighting with fucking Bob and saying, no, fuck you, bro. It has to be lower, right? And that's really what the war is. It's literally a fight, a one-on-one between the bulls and the bears, for all those that don't understand that. And it's really more of a psychology thing. We could sit here and do fucking TAs and align the fucking stars and say that, you know, Pepe 2.0 aligned with the star today with Jupiter, and that means it's gonna go to the fucking moon, you know? I don't do that kind of TA. I know there's people that do that type of shit. I guess to each his own, but I'm telling you, you can't make none of that shit up. There's people out there that literally like talk about, dude, there's an eclipse today. That means Bitcoin's gonna reach fucking 69K. It's like, dude, you can't make none of this shit up, man. You really can't. Let's see, probably on the 30-minute chart. Okay, so on the 30-minute chart, it does look like a W pattern, I guess. Yeah, oh shit, it does. It does look like a W pattern. Okay, nice. Okay, but I guess it says from a downtrend, right? I guess you could go ahead and call this a W pattern. Yeah, so that actually makes it even more bullish for me. I mean, I'm looking at the RSI. RSI is giving us good sign. The fact that it has been consolidating here for a long time, which usually indicates that it's going to do a massive move, right? Where is that move? I don't fucking know. And that's when TA and all the probabilities come in and you really weigh in. You know, you put, you know, all of them together and ask yourself, do I want to bet big here or do I not want to go ahead and bet big? So we're going to go ahead and look at that right now and talk about, you know, the both bullish and bearish scenarios, because these are the kind of questions you want to be asking yourself. You know, you don't want to be complete bullish. You don't want to be completely bearish. You want to be neutral when it comes to anything, right? Even if you know you can make a lot of money. Like, I know if this breakout goes in, like literally right here, because my breakout, it's 0.45. Like, I know it's gonna hit around this area right here, and this is like nothing, bro. This is like really like, this is not like I'm talking like impossible. This is like super possible. It's not even funny. I'm probably even like aiming low for the stars, because honestly this thing could like literally rocket as soon as we get this movement. But the movement where I'm looking at could literally hit about 12K profits for me just today if it breaks out today, right? But we have to go ahead and keep it neutral, as I'm saying. AZTV says, how much market cap need to Pepe 0.01? If you're talking about like 0.00001, it would need a huge amount of market cap to go ahead and come in, and I'm not even sure if 100 million plus would go ahead and do it. I mean, you have to keep in mind that when it comes to market cap, you have to really consider the fact that we have over 420.61 trillion tokens. So we have a boatload of tokens, right? So in order for us to really delete a whole bunch of zeros and get down to like 1 0, it's probably going to be a crazy amount. It probably won't be possible this pump, but what is possible is we can actually delete 2 zeros. We're for sure on the way of deleting a 0, right? That is super possible. Deleting a 0 is not even impossible. Deleting 2 zeros is not impossible either. When it comes to a little bit more like being unrealistic, I would say anything above 2 zeros is going to be, it's going to take time. I'm not saying it's not possible, especially if we are in some sort of meme coin season, and as soon as we hit this target, maybe we could rally to those levels, right? But realistically, I like to keep it neutral. I don't like to be, fully, I like to be optimistic, but not delusional, right? And delusional will be saying that Pepe 2.0 is going to hit 1 cent. Can it hit 1 cent? Yeah, I'm sure it could, but maybe in like 10 years. I don't know, and honestly, I really don't care, because we're here to make money, right? You should be thinking about short-term, mid-term, because we really don't know where any of this could be happening. Maybe the whole entire crypto market collapses tomorrow, right? And this is the reason why I always mention you want to go ahead and kind of have this mindset when it comes to, especially cryptocurrencies. In my opinion, this is kind of my more mindset, is just be a little bit more of a trader and be a mid-term investor, right? Be mid-term to short-term investor. Don't, at least to me, I think it's really, really risky right now in the age that we are in crypto with regulation going on. A lot of the coins that you could be investing in long term, and this is what people don't talk about, like any of these other fucking crypto influencers. The biggest problem is that if regulation does get hit, a lot of these cryptocurrencies that we see now are not going to be here, because regulation is really going to fucking put a stop to it. The ones that they won't be able to put a stop to are the ones that have literally no face to a company, such as, Bitcoin. Who runs Bitcoin? Obviously, we know who runs Bitcoin. The fucking banks run Bitcoin too, and all these other entities. But realistically, let's go ahead and say, who else has a face that runs Bitcoin? No one really runs it, right? You have Ben token that Ben Armstrong runs. So if anything happens with regulation, guess who they're going to come after? They're going to go ahead and come after Ben Armstrong. So this is kind of the issue that you're running into if regulation does come through, that if we're holding on to altcoins that, are a huge company, it could be a really, really high risky coin, man, because realistically they could just come in here and like put lawsuits or whatever they want to hit them up with, and they're gonna have to comply, and we don't know how they're gonna go ahead and comply, whether it's them not offering tokens anymore, them not doing something, right? So this is kind of the issue that we run into with regulation that people don't understand, that if regulation does come through, and when it will, I think it's gonna take a massive toll on a lot of these altcoins that are actually controlled by big, huge companies, right? Because at the end of the day, I think that would be considered a security. So they'll be really, really fucking screwed. So we don't know how they're going to go ahead and do it, whether it's going to be through a fine that they're going to have to pay. Maybe these companies don't even have that kind of money to pay for, we don't know. And that's kind of the problem that we have with regulation. And that's why for me right now, I'm not sticking to anything that's too long-term investing. If I do, I would say, stick to your basics, Bitcoin, Ethereum if you believe in, but also Ethereum, it's pretty much a threat. You have Uniswap that now, they're trying to go after to go ahead and prevent, DeFi. So like, it's like as soon as these companies go ahead and put their face out there, when there's an actual company that's running all this, it's not like just open source and there's a whole bunch of fucking people getting together and working on it. When you have actual companies now, the SEC or whoever wants, they could go ahead and actually legally go after them. And that's kind of the problem with regulation that people don't talk about and don't even consider. That if regulation comes in, a lot of these fucking altcoins that we're in could pretty much be gone, dude. That's the scary part, right? So like, you don't want to be investing into the wrong project. This is the reason why I'm telling you, the goal is not to become a millionaire overnight. The goal is to go ahead and become a millionaire gradually, right? Make your nut when it comes to these trades. There's a lot of money to be made, trust me. There's going to be a lot of money to be made in the next week, the next 2 weeks. But the goal is not to go ahead and marry any of these projects. The goal is to make your nut and do whatever the fuck you want with your money, whether it's go buy a house, invest in something else, You know, maybe buy your wife or your husband, you know, something nice, whatever the case is. Maybe pay for your kids' college fund, whatever the case is, right? But go ahead and enjoy it. You do not want to go ahead and dump all your money back into the market, because in the market there's cycles. See, this is something I didn't know, and I got fucking screwed really bad last bull run. I didn't know there were certain times when, you know, certain assets move. You know, there's times when you should be focusing on trading Bitcoin. There's times when you want to focus on trading the shit coins like the Pepe 2.0s and like the Pepes and the Shiba Inus and Doges, right? There's certain times when it comes to all of this. There's phases to all of this. And the sooner you understand this, the quicker you're going to go ahead and make money, right? As opposed to the person that's just bag holding forever, holding on to their, like, think about it. How many people were holding on to XRP thinking that as soon as they got the lawsuit as soon as they won the lawsuit, they thought they were going to become fucking billionaires, bro? Or because a lot of these influencers were telling them XRP is going to go to $100,000. XRP is going to go to $2,000. So now they're hyping everybody up for fucking 2 years straight. And as soon as something happens, what did XRP do, bro? XRP went to fucking 50 cents. Are you kidding me, man? You can't make none of this shit up. This is the reason why I'm telling you. Sometimes you might not want to hear any of this shit. And honestly, I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, I'm kind of almost speaking to myself. That way so I can remember how many fucking times I've been hand slammed by the fucking market, bro. Scammed by Ethereum. It's like, I always tell you this, if I lie to you, I'm lying to myself, right? So at the end of the day, I'm honestly also speaking to myself on this, so I can remember not to do these stupid mistakes ever again, right? But the reason why you don't want to be doing that type of shit is because the market moves. Realistically, a lot of these coins could be gone by tomorrow. You don't know that. I don't know that. This is all speculation. You know, usually people that don't have the risk are not going to be the ones that win, right? So you have to go ahead and take the risk. But what I'm trying to say overall is you have to go ahead and with the mindset that anything could happen anytime. Realistically. You know what I mean? You don't want to be living in this life of delusion where you're thinking that, I mean, think about it. AMC GameStop. People really thought AMC was going to hit $100,000 a share, bro. Are you fucking kidding me? You can't make any of this shit up, man. You really can't. It's actually quite sad too. Like, people really thought AMC was gonna freaking change your life and you were gonna make $100,000 per share. Really, dude? You really think they were gonna go ahead and allow that? This is the reason why you have to start questioning a lot of shit around you. And most importantly, like, don't listen to those channels that are telling you, you gotta go ahead and buy more of this token. You know, this is gonna be revolutionary, life-changing. They're talking about it every fucking day. And nothing ever fucking happens, bro. They're literally just milking you off of your emotions. Like, they're literally just making money off the views. And eventually, one day they'll be right. Eventually. But see, you and I, we're optimistic, but we're realistic, dude. We're here to make money. I'm fucking here to make money, and I hope all of you here are to make money here as well. You know, I don't tell you any of this shit. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. It's solely my opinion. And overall, I want you to go ahead and question even what I say. Because that's how everything should be in this world. You should be questioning everything around you. See, the problem is a lot of people don't question enough. And that's why we get the results, and then we get we get people that point fingers on, like, oh, dude, you told me to invest in this project. Well, then again, why the fuck would you trust someone on the internet to invest in a project and then you get head slammed? You know what I mean? It's like, you got to be very, very careful to a lot of this. And I'm telling you straight up, like, if Pepe 2.0 pumps, bro, I'm going to make a boatload of money. And if this thing's looking ready to go ahead and short, I'm going to go ahead and make a lot of money as it goes down. I don't care about the fucking community. Fuck the developer. I'm here to make money, bro. All of these developers are full of shit. And I'm only following the momentum, right? I'm following where people are heading towards. And people love the Pepe 2.0 tokens. They love the momentum. Dude, we've been picking up in holders. We were at 11,000 holders. We're at 12.10 thousand holders now. Right? So I'm here to ride the wave, dude. Eventually the wave, it's going to come down. We just don't know when. Right? So we have to go ahead and take advantage of this. Stay level-headed, stay neutral when it comes to all of this, and be understanding of how the market moves, right? So apparently we have a W pattern, right? Which I didn't know about that. So that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about what we're going to talk about, right? So after that little rant that I just did, I apologize for that. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the bullishness of Pepe 2.0, right, man? I apologize. I'm sorry. I get a look. The reason why I tell you this is because I got affected last bull run because I listened to a lot of these fucking YouTube influencer moon boys, bro, and I got fucking wrecked in this market. And you know what was one thing that I told myself? That shit would never, ever, 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 ever happen to me. So when I tell you this, I know it might be something you don't want to hear. You're like, bro, why aren't you the same like everybody? Yes, moon. Because, dude, I got fucking wrecked. I got really fucking wrecked. Really, really bad. And I'm sure a lot of you could go ahead and relate to me. I'm sure a lot of you could relate to me what I'm talking about. Getting wrecked by a lot of these influencers that talk about this token. And it just so happens, as soon as they talk about it, it dumps. What are the fucking coincidences, man? Can't make any of this shit up. This is the reason why I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude. We can't listen to any of these fucking influencers, bro. We can't. And there's certain influencers that I watch, literally that I only watch, that as soon as they talk about it, I'm like, okay, it's time to sell, guys, because I know this. As soon as this influencer fucking opens up his mouth, fucking dumps, bro. Like, not making any of this shit up. This is the reason why I'm telling you, keep your eyes around. Be aware of what's going on around you. Twitter, YouTube. See how this influencer does this. Oh, this influencer talked about this project and the outcome of that happened like this. Question that, bro. Question that. Don't put your trust into everybody in the space, especially the space of crypto. There's some shady ass motherfuckers, dude. Shady ass people in this space. Let's see. Brian, how's it going, Brian? Hope you're having a great day today, bro. Johnny, can't make this shit up. 100%. The trend is your friend. 100%, Mr. Truz. The trend is your friend. Wherever the trend's going, you got to follow it, man. As soon as it gives us a signal that this trend is over and is going the opposite direction, well, that's the time we sell, not financial advice. Saeed, Johnny says, aiming low for the stars. I'm so faded. It can't make me laugh. I'm being a... I enjoy you're enjoying the channel, bro. It's a comedy channel, right? Saeed says, it will become like the stock market. Who's holding a lot of solid projects are the ones who will keep making money. 100%, man. This is just like the stock market, and this is like we're betting on penny stocks, bro. We're betting on the next Apple. Like Pepe 2.0 might be the next Apple, bro. I'm just kidding, by the way. Don't take that serious, dude. I'm telling you, I was just kidding. Don't think Pepe 2.0 is gonna be the next Apple. Don't think of that. I'm messing around with you, okay? Hey, Mark, how's it going? Glad to see you here. I typed on blue dabadi dabs die and Google sent me here. That's fucking hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Cryptic Sniper. I was watching influencers buying the dip for months through the start of the bear market before even everything went to zero. Dude, it's because a lot of these influencers don't buy the dips. They tell you they're buying the dips just to go ahead and get views off of you. That's really what, like, for example, like, my channel has been doing pretty well because I've talked about, like, say, Ethereum, Wall Street memes, Pepe 2.0, but as soon as I stop talking about those projects, and I don't capture, like, actual, like, people that want to watch my channel is going to decrease in views, right? But there's a reason why I tell you how neutral I am when it comes to a lot of these projects. I was making videos on Wall Street memes telling you how bearish I was from the beginning, but I was giving you the neutral levels of both bearish and bullish scenarios. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to make money, bro. I don't care if the market goes up or down. You know, and neither should you. You should learn how to make money both ways, when the market's coming down and when the market's going up. Obviously, in my opinion, I think there's more money to be made on the way up than on the way down. But why not make a boatload of money on the way up, ride the wave, as Mr. Trust says. The trend is your friend. Ride it all the way up. As soon as people are really bullish, and now you hear your grandma talking about cryptocurrencies, it might be a sign for you to sell. You start selling and you start making money on the way down as well, which is shorting the market, right? So there's money to be made both ways. You just have to go ahead and understand and stay neutral when it comes to a lot of this. Brian says, I got wrecked today. Damn, bro, what did you get wrecked on? Did you get liquidated on a certain asset? Mark Dutch says, meme coins are like marriage, John. It takes off with a blast and eventually it slowly dies. You can't make none of this shit up, bro. You guys are hilarious, man. You see, this is the reason why I love live streaming every day, man. This is the reason why I enjoy live streaming, because you guys are fucking hilarious, man. You can't make any of this up. I actually have a good time with all of you. Dude, that's funny. I see. I've never been married, but that completely makes sense from the people that I've been around that have been married. They tell me how amazing it is in the beginning, and it fucking slowly like dies down eventually, right? Johnny says you're gonna be famous. I can feel it, bro. Well, I hope the fame comes with a lot of money, man. Not messing around with you. Probably, man. I really don't care. What I'm here to go ahead and do is educate every one of you, including myself, because there's a lot of shady ass people in this space, especially in this world. And I think as long as we go ahead and stay neutral and level-headed to one another and be accountable for what we do, dude, we can literally, I don't want to say take over, because I don't want YouTube to think that we're going to be doing some shit crazy, but think about it. What did Wall Street memes do, and what did Dogecoin, the community, do during the last bull run? Everybody became united regardless of your fucking gender, if you identify as a rock or not, whatever it is, right? Everybody came united together. Religion, color, that was out the door, bro. We all came in because we believed in AMC, GameStop, and Dogecoin. And what happened? What people thought was the impossible became the possible. And this is the reason why, with this community that we're building here, my goal is for us to be that powerful, bro, like to the point where like we have each other's backs and we understand when we see scams, because like I'm telling you, we have to work together as a team, right? I can't go ahead and do this by myself. I can't identify all these trends, all these new coins that are coming out, all these scams that are going on. I can't do that by myself, right? Think about a big company, Coca-Cola, T-Mobile. They didn't do that by themselves. The CEO, founder didn't do that alone. They did it with a team. They had an HR department. They had a legal department. They had a sales department. You know, they had a marketing department. That's why they became really, really successful. And that's my goal here with this channel, is for us to all become knowledgeable, because I learned from a lot of you. I'm not here to tell you I fucking know everything. I don't, man. I didn't even know what the fuck a W pattern is. And I've been trading for a few years, man. I've been trading for a little bit over 5 years, and I never fucking even knew what a W pattern was. So you got to learn shit every day. So my goal is to go ahead and connect with like-minded individuals, learn from each other, become better, and then just have each other's backs. Because let's say, for example, we're all jumping into a project and you're able to identify that project has a flaw, we're able to maneuver quickly as a team, right? Because as a team, we'll succeed a lot more than individually. As long as we have each other's backs, dude, bro, literally next bull run we'll make a boatload of freaking money. I could promise you that for sure. I just don't know when the bull run's gonna happen. But this is the reason why we're getting prepared. We're preparing ourselves to go ahead and get that next bull run that would come. So when it comes, we already know what to look for, dude. We already know what red flags to look for. We know what influencers not to fucking listen to when it comes to this space. You know, we know how to use certain exchanges. We know how to maneuver around. So when the big money starts coming in, bro, we're making a boatload of money, and now we're selling. We're selling. We ain't gonna do no diamond hand bullshit. You know what I mean? We're selling. We're gonna make profits, and we're gonna be out. And the whole goal is to enjoy whatever we have, right? That's really what the goal is. Have each other's back as a team. We'll be able to do so much shit together, trust me. Trust me on that one. I could almost guarantee you, if we do that together as a team, we'll be able to do a lot more than we would be able to individually. Tillery says, Vegas Inu token, you won't get rugged. Let's go ahead and take a look at Vegas Inu. How's it going? Tillery, long time no see, bro. So glad the music's back, bro. I almost thought I ended up rugging my own stream, dude. There's been times where like my connection just literally I lose everything, dude, and like that happened last time. So look at Vegas Inu, man. We were talking about Vegas Inu. I did paper hands on Vegas Inu. As I mentioned, you can't make money on every play. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's part of life, and most importantly, it's part of the game of trading, right? Look at it as a business. If you start looking at things differently, it's all about perspective. The time you realize that when you're trading in cryptocurrencies or investing, and you start looking at it more as like as a business mindset, as if, you know, I lost this much money because the product didn't sell, right? Or the product didn't do as well, as opposed to, you know, I lost money because I didn't do the trade correctly, right? Identify the pain points of what you did wrong in your trade, but most importantly, understand that you're not always going to win 100%. There's no such thing as a person that doesn't lose money in this market. Even the best freaking poker players in the world lose money, bro. You can't prevent losing. It's just a matter of how you go ahead and take that loss, right? Mentally and emotionally, and most importantly, financially, right? So it's not about winning all the time. There's going to be some losers there, here and there, but take a look at this. So Vegas ENU token has been pumping massively. I did mention there could be an area of support. See, the problem is when it comes to a lot of like meme tokens, and this is what you also have to go ahead and keep in mind, is that when we see massive pumps like this, we don't know where the bottom or the top is, right? So as soon as it gives us signs of like some sort of consolidation, we could go ahead and see safely that anywhere between this zone right here is now the new area of support. So that means it's getting ready for the next leg up. So shout out to December DeMarco, shout out to Tillery for this alpha, and it looks like it's getting ready for the next leg up, right? So keep your eyes out on this. This is the next target, 2273. It could go ahead and either, you know, if there's enough momentum, which we need to go ahead and pick up more on volume in order for that full-on breakout to happen. But if we do have enough momentum and break through this will be coming up on the next uptrend. So be on the lookout for that. That's something you're looking to go ahead and jump into. And as well, let's go ahead and talk about the bearish scenario, right? So like, let's say this is the area of support, which we don't know yet. We need to establish that. Then we're going to go ahead and dump down even further. But when it comes to like, you know, situations like this, kind of like in the situation that we are with Pepe 2.0, where we're waiting for that consolidation, we're waiting to go ahead and get the signal of whether it's in an uptrend or a downtrend. It's all about being patient, right? So let's go ahead and talk about Pepe 2.0, because I've talked about fucking everything else but Pepe 2.0. Like, you really can't make any of this up, man. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Pepe 2.0. The good thing about it is that you've noticed, and I've been trading Pepe 2.0 for a while now. I've traded it since 3 million market cap, currently at about almost 13 million market cap. And I was in Pepe 2.0 when it first launched around, I got in like the third day, I think, at like 8 million market cap, saw it pump to 12 million, saw it dump down all the way to 3 million, dude. And I was like, fuck, dude, what did I do? And then I didn't look at my wallet. 2 days later, freaking moons to 95 million market cap, dude. So I kind of understand how Pepe 2.0 moves. I've been trading it since over here, taking profits, trading it, taking profits, and now I kind of have a better understanding of how Pepe 2.0 moves, right? One thing that I could go ahead and say is that we have a lot of new holders. We have a lot of volume coming in, which equals a lot of manipulation. So just be very, very careful right now. It's super, super volatile. I'm only using 10x leverage right now. I was using 20x. Until I kind of build up a small little bag, I kind of started pivoting it away, right? I started off with about like $150 on leverage, and I grew my account so far at 4,651. This thing has been fluctuating between 5,000, 6,000, and I've been just kind of like taking profits, or else my bag would be a lot bigger right now. But I'm telling you, the whole entire goal is that we don't know where the top or bottom is, right? So like right now, I'm currently up 1,151. You'll go ahead and see this fluctuate right now in the market as well. You're gonna see it fluctuate from 2 grand, 3 grand. You're gonna go ahead and see that move up and down, right? But I lowered my position with 10x leverage, and obviously, as always, my preferred platform is MEXC. So you want to go ahead and support the channel. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. As I mentioned, we are looking at other plays right now. I think we could be entering some sort of meme coin season coming up. So let's go ahead and look at Pepe 2.0, right? Before I fucking forget what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is that we've noticed that usually tends to do these kind of movements where it just consolidates for a while before it decides what to do, right? And then we have these massive pumps, and then we have these massive dumps following, and then we pump again, and then we consolidate where we're kind of chilling, and out of nowhere, das. And I think that's what's going to happen. And the reason why I say that, not based on my drawings, but because we see this area of support, right? We see as I always mention, resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance, right? This was an area of resistance that we were struggling with. We tried breaking it multiple times. You could go ahead and say safely we tried breaking this area about 4 times. As soon as we got the 4th breakdown, we ended up, you know, mooning, I guess you could call it, and then we ended up pumping very, very high to new all-time highs, which was around, and this is not new all-time highs, we're looking at the short-term scale, the new short-term all-time highs, right? So the all-time highs right here, as soon as we broke to the upside, was 0.33, right? So we actually stayed there for a few times. We tested that area multiple times. We got rejected, and now we were looking for that area of support, right? And as I mentioned, the most difficult thing when it comes to a lot of these tokens is when they pump very quickly and then they dump very quickly, because you don't know where they're going to be. Are they going to be at this price? Are they going to be at this price? No one knows, right? So in order for all of us to understand and know, is we need to go ahead and find our support. And as I mentioned, resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. We see the area of support here being tested multiple times, not once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now 5 times. So we can go ahead and say safely that this is a nice area of support around the 0.277. Obviously the goal would be for us not to ever come down to these levels and even come down to 26. We will still be bullish, but it could be a reversal in the market. I don't know. We are looking at the 30-minute chart, so realistically maybe on another time frame 0.25 or 0.26 is still a bullish scenario. But for me, ideally, I wouldn't want to go ahead and see it fall below that area. We have been holding support for a while, dude. Literally, we're gonna go almost into a full Friday. We held on to this area, and now Saturday, right? So I do believe we will be expecting to break out very, very soon. We have tested this area of resistance at the 0.31, 0.32, and we've noticed how we've consolidated or we've gotten rejected around this area. So this is a very, very important area of resistance. If we could go ahead and break through this area of resistance, chat, we're freaking mooning. How high? I don't know. That's kind of the problem. I don't know how high. The reason why is because realistically, this thing could literally delete 2 zeros. This thing could literally do numbers. I don't know. But if you want to go ahead and measure it, we could go ahead and measure it, you know, like this, I guess, safely. And it's around the price target of what I'm mentioning, right? It says right here about 0.42. My target area, I say about 0.45. Which is not even that far away. So realistically, we could go, as soon as we get that breakout, we're gonna go ahead and possibly get a pump, which is the next area of resistance, which is around the 0.45. As soon as we go ahead and get rejected there, if we get rejected and we you know, we get rejected here, let's just say safely we do get rejected, then our next area of support will be around here, back at 0.33. And then we're gonna go ahead and consolidate, we're gonna pump, we're gonna do the same thing, find resistance, dump, and then do the same thing. It's a rinse and repeat, chat. It's really, really easy. All you have to do is just be very, very patient and understand how the market moves. And the quicker you're able to identify how the market moves, which is very, very simple. I didn't do I didn't align the stars with Jupiter or Saturn, and I aligned it with Earth to go ahead and come out with this conclusion, right? I just did basic support and resistance. So it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to understand any of this. Like I said, I'm not the best at this. I'm okay. I'm decent. I think I'm better than average. But, you know, we don't do any crazy techniques here. We could go ahead and identify how high it's going to pump. To keep it very simple, we need to just go ahead and break above this area. Literally right here. This zone right here. We're going to call it the zone. We have to break this zone right here. And to make it even easier, if you come back to our chat, our live stream, I apologize, our live stream, if you want to go ahead and smash the subscribe button, all we have to go ahead and look at is look at this green square right here. We need to break above that green square. In order for us to be bullish, all we have to do is just break above it. Let me change the color because like green and green, I don't think it's a good move. We're going to just switch it to red, right? All we have to do is just pump right here, consolidate maybe, and then do the breakout, and then we're off to the races. But I'm saying that as soon as we break this area right here and break this area right here, this whole entire zone right here, dude, we're mooning. I don't know how high. I think 43, 45. I think that's my ideal target. And then we just go ahead and just continue to, you know, test out what the next targets are. But a lot of these meme tokens are doing the same exact shit. So there's a lot of money to be made in the space. We just need to go ahead and do it patiently, carefully, and most importantly, just stay neutral to everything that we see, right? Johnny says, yo, I got played, bro. Hit me up when you're off. I just thought of something awesome. Bet. But yeah, so I think Pepe 2.0 is bullish. Mr. Trust said we're in a W pattern. I've never traded W patterns, but based on what we read, it says that W patterns usually go like this. They form a W, and then they have this breakout right here, which is actually, if you think about it, it's exactly what I pretty much said, but not in the same exact way. It's like I said it, but I didn't say it. You know what I mean? It's like I said something similar to it, but if it's a W pattern, then we're looking at a W pattern, man. So we're looking for that breakout, very, very close to that. Another thing too, I want to give an indicator on the 30-minute chart at least. We're seeing the RSI is getting ready to go ahead and squeeze through. So we're going to be seeing a momentum very, very quickly, and hopefully it's to the upside, because if we do go ahead and get rejected, we could go ahead and test the areas of 0.26 and so on, and then down to 24, and then down to 18, which is something we don't want to see, right? We don't want to go ahead and see those levels. One, because a lot of people are going to get liquidated. Two, a lot of people are not going to feel too comfortable or confident anymore. So far right now, we are holding on really nicely. As I mentioned, worst comes to worst, we get rejected and we're now in the zone of 26. Doesn't mean we can't consolidate here, break above it, come back, retest. We could. It is just going to take a lot longer, and you know, people are going to get discouraged. There's people are going to lose money if they're leverage trading with a lot of leverage. So we definitely do not want to see us fall below this zone, and that's also because of the fact that we've been consolidating for the zone for such a long time, and it has been an area of resistance. So as soon as we do go ahead and break below the zone, it's not going to be a good sign, right? Can it still come back? Yes, but once it loses a strong support like this, typically it's not a good sign. That would mean a break above, we'll consolidate, probably retest it, and then dump. And that's what might happen if we do go ahead and break the support. I don't think we will. Everything's lining up perfectly. As they would say, Jupiter and the stars are aligning to each other. So maybe we might go ahead and pump. But yeah, it's looking pretty good in my opinion. I think there's nothing to worry about. I'm kind of okay. I slept really freaking good last night. So that's a good sign, right? Because these last few days I haven't been sleeping. I've been literally like knocking out for like 15 minutes and then just keeping my eyes out on the freaking chart, making sure I wouldn't get liquidated, because I was in a zone where I was close to getting liquidated, right? And I want to react quickly. So yesterday I actually slept pretty good for the first time in probably this whole entire week. So because I also didn't sleep well with Ethereum. So as soon as I took that L with Ethereum, I was sleeping good. But as soon as I found this next project, Pepe 2.0, and it was doing what I thought it was going to do, dude, I couldn't sleep after that. So I actually went to sleep pretty well. And I'm sure a lot of you probably slept pretty well too, because I know I've talked to a few of you telling me that you guys haven't been sleeping either because you've been on this trade. And last night I slept freaking amazing, dude. I still woke up early though. like I've noticed, I was like so knocked out, and I'll still wake up like every 3 or 4 hours, and I'll naturally wake up and I'll go ahead and grab my phone and I'll check the charts and I'll be like, all right, Pepe's doing good. And I'll go back to sleep, dude. Because you really don't know, man. Literally the thing is with Pepe or like any of these meme coins with leverage, especially if you're playing them with leverage, bro, you can get fucking wrecked like crazy. Kind of like the way I got wrecked with Ethereum, dude. I literally went downstairs, grabbed some water, and I tell this story all the time, and I'll probably tell it for the rest of my life to be a reminder not to ever leave the fucking screen. I went downstairs to go ahead and grab some water. I was talking to my mom, took some air, and then next thing you know, I come back, I'm all happy because I'm ready to live stream. I'm about to go live, and I look at my charts and I'm like, what the fuck just happened, dude? And I just see the chart 95% down, and I was like, I was so mind blown, bro. I was like 95% down, and I got scammed on a freaking pre-sale, dude. I was so confused. I was like, dude, they literally scammed us on the day that was a sequel. Was the day they scammed us, bro. You can't make none of this shit up. They literally had a day to scam us on. Literally a day and time. A day and time to scam us. That's crazy. And I had to turn on my camera. I was like, oh shit, guys. So yeah, it looks like we got scammed. So I'll never forget that day for sure, dude. I'm definitely going to be on the edge now moving forward when it comes to anything with the trade open. I think a lot of people are going to say that's not healthy, dude, but I would rather be on edge, because if I was there on say Ethereum watching it, I would have been able to exit a lot quicker and I would have saved a lot more money. You know what I mean? But my value was already down 95%. So I still pulled out money. I pretty much almost pulled out my investment, but I was down a lot, dude. So that's kind of the reason why now I'm like, dude, if I'm in a trade, I'm gonna keep on looking at the charts. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're gonna go ahead and see what else is going on, dude. I could have sworn I put hair product in my hair. It's not doing anything. Anyways, as I mentioned, those are the areas we need to go ahead and look at for Pepe 2.0. Let me know down below if there's any other questions or concerns that you have, or anything we should really go ahead and pay attention to. Maybe, you know, listen to. It looks like my light's a little different, huh? Did I change my light color? Okay, that's off. Yeah, I think my light was different. No wonder. I was like, dude, why do I look so freaking like yellow and orange? It's because of the light. I had a different tone of the light. It's kind of crazy how lighting does. Right, see? No wonder my eyes weren't that messed up today. can only stream for such a long time because then my eyes freaking hurt with the lights. Yeah, this is the white light right here. Looks a lot more clear. Mark Dutch says, "Yup, sounds exactly like marriage." Mark's hilarious, man. I've seen that guy everywhere. I think I met you on Andy's channel, right? Mark, cryptic sniper. Buy the rumor and sell the news. It's so common in crypto. 100%, dude. 100%. 100%. Buy the rumor, sell the news. But you know what, dude? I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, I even told everybody on the Ethereum shit, dude. I was like, dude, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, maybe the sequel's the day they scam us. I was like, that's gonna be fucking crazy if they do that shit, and they did. So, like, dude, honestly, it's just a story just to laugh at. Like, I'll forever laugh at that shit, and I will forever never forget about that, because like that was like my last trust I had in the crypto space. And like, say, Ethereum just kind of like made me not believe in any of this shit anymore, especially these pre-sales. Like, fuck that. You think I'm gonna be buying pre-sales? No. And if I do, I'll probably only throw in like 50 to 100 bucks, and that's it. I'm not going all in, because I feel like, say, Ethereum was running Lisa token as well, and they probably even ran Illuminati, bro. It was probably the same exact team, because if you've noticed, actually, in the charts, every time one of these new tokens launched, the money moved and dumped from, say, Ethereum over to these projects. Like, what are the coincidences? Everybody's investing in the same project. So I wouldn't be surprised if, say, Ethereum was like the head to fund all these other projects, and they probably ran off with like millions of freaking dollars, bro. They probably ran off with like over 10 million or some shit, realistically, if you really think about it, because a lot of these projects did about in the millions each. So they probably ran a nice little 10 million plus bag on all of us. Can you guys hear my soundboard, by the way? I have this pretty cool soundboard where I have like sounds. Mark Dutch says, "Yeah, man, I'm moderating for Andy Bitcoin Senses and Traders Reality. I saw your collab with Andy." Oh, awesome, man. Awesome possum. That's really cool, man. Yeah, Andy's really good at his TA, man. I like Andy's approach. That's why I watch Andy a lot, because he has his neutral approach when it comes to trading, and he actually trades, unlike a lot of these influencers, dude. A lot of these like influencers don't fucking trade, bro. Like, a lot of them don't. Andy's he's a real deal, man. He's a really good trader. I like the fact that he stays neutral. Like, he called like both scenarios on the bullish and the bearish. Like, I remember he mentioned like, hey guys, like, watch out, there could be a possibility of a short squeeze happening, causing Bitcoin to go up. And that was something I was saying since forever too. I was like, hey chat, like, look, I think we're gonna go ahead and cause some sort of short squeeze. Bitcoin's gonna pump, the people are gonna go crazy, the bears are gonna go ahead and double down, it's gonna pump up even higher, right? So like, I like Andy's approach that he takes, you know, he stays neutral realistically. He's a real trader. He's not calling for, you know, for the top, he's not calling for the bottom, and he's not being emotional to it. Like, there's this other trader, I forgot his name. He's like the biggest bear, dude, and apparently like he just kept on doubling down on his position, kept on doing like more bearish videos and all that time. And unfortunately, a lot of people listen to a lot of these other people, right? They actually take financial advice from other influencers, which you know, that's fucking crazy to begin with. But there's actually people that do follow like these people's advice, you know what I mean? There's people out there that would probably listen to BitBoy and take some trading advice from him, which I don't know who in the fuck with the right mind would do that, but he did, right? And there's people that would do that, and you know, people get wrecked, and it kind of sucks, because you know, there's people out there that really do, you know, look up to a lot of these influencers and really, you know, stick to that belief. But that's kind of the reason why I say, like, we all have a different perspective of the world, right? So no one can realistically be right or wrong. It's all about the perspective that person has, and we all live in our own worlds with different lenses, right? So like, what you see, you might not go ahead and see. And I think that's kind of the reason why we should always go ahead and take a neutral approach when it comes to a lot of this, because if you take a neutral approach in a stance, you'll be able to go ahead and see not just the world, but you understand how trading moves in a different angle compared to the person that's super bearish or super bullish because they want to be bullish. You know what I mean? A lot of these people don't have even backings to go ahead and say why you know, something should go ahead and happen. It's actually quite crazy. Mark Dutch says Andy is cool. Been with him since the beginning. He's one of the few honest and most realistic influencers. 100%, man. I agree with you, man. 100%. I like Andy a lot, and I watch Natoshi. She's one of my favorite ones. I've collabed with her too. I like watching them too. I've learned a lot from both of them, man. I've learned a lot from Andy's, and I've taken Andy's course too. I'm taking his course. It's not the Legends. This is a master course. That's really freaking good course, man. Really good course. I actually have to go ahead and refinish that, or I'm actually gonna go ahead and retouch it and revisit the course. But he has a really good course too. I've taken it. Hey, what's up, Cinder? How's it going? How's it going, Cinder? Cryptic Sniper says, I lost a bit of money on Doge on SNL night with Elon a few years back. The exchange crashed and nobody could sell during the dump. LOL. Andy is awesome. Hi, Mark. Yeah, dude, 100%. I think a lot of people lost money during the whole entire like Doge fucking bullshit that was going on, you know. And this is kind of the reason, like, you know, what Cryptic says, and a lot of people that kind of understand is like, buy the rumor, sell the news. Sometimes we give the benefit of the doubt that the person has like the right attention with us, but it's not always the case, right? A lot of people are super greedy, especially when it comes into space, and they only truly care about themselves, right? So that's kind of the reason why the perspective that I say and I put out, it's more of a neutral approach too, because I've been fucking wrecked in this market, like super fucking bad with a lot of these influencers as well, and I've learned not to listen to a lot of these influencers. The only influencers that I watch literally on a daily basis is Andy from Bitcoin Sentences and Natoshi, and there's just probably there's this other one that's called Sammy Trades or some shit like that. I don't remember his name. Let me see. And there's a few influencers that I just follow because I know that as soon as they pose, you just fucking sell, dude. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. Sammy Loyal, I like this guy too. He has a really good approach. He does use a lot of like clickbait titles, but he's like really chill, dude. Like, not too much of a hype man. He tells you shit the way it is. Like, I like watching this guy too. Sammy Loyal is like one of my favorite ones. So I watch Sammy Loyal, and then I watch Andy from Bitcoin Senses, and then Natoshi when it comes to my TA. And then if I want to watch entertainment, my boy Crypto Journey right there. This guy's fucking hilarious too, dude. But that's about like the only people that I watch in the daily, bro. And then obviously, if none of you have ever watched Gregory Mannarino, I would go ahead and suggest you to go ahead and put yourself on. This guy keeps it fucking legit, man. I've been following him for over probably 4 years. I've met him in person. This guy used to work in the banking world, so he understands how like the banks move, how all of this is like the real woke shit. Like, this is like the type of shit that, like, if you watch, you're gonna start questioning reality and the way the world moves, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, I should have probably never listened to this. And this is another guy that keeps me on edge, bro. I've been on edge because of Gregory Mannarino, bro. This is someone I really look up to. I would say like a huge mentor. I've been following for literally since 2017, I believe, or 2018. And he literally called the pandemic, bro. He's literally called almost everything that goes on in the world. This guy's fucking crazy, dude, honestly. Like, this guy's hilarious too, but like, those are the only people I watch on a daily basis when I listen to news. I don't watch news. I don't care about news. I don't read crypto news. All I do is just listen to the people that I just mentioned, and then just look at the charts and then just come up with my own decision, right? Because I believe that's what more people should be doing. But more people are so they're being marketed 24/7 with all this bullshit news that goes on in the world, and now they can't come up with their own solution, right? Let's go ahead and see what these questions are. These questions are getting good, bro. We say Mark Dutch says Natoshi, she can't even pronounce it herself. Yeah, you can't make that shit up, dude. She corrects me all the time. I'm like, is it Natoshi, Capochi? Like, I don't even know what her name is. Cryptic Sniper says, I highly rate Andy and Frankie Candles TA. Really? I have to go ahead and take a look at Frankie Candles. Like, I've heard of him, but I always thought he was just all hype. Like, I've never actually listened to him because like I'm saying, like, I try to limit myself to who I really listen to, because there's a lot of bullshit in this world, and the last thing you want to be surrounded with is fucking bullshit, man. And I was about to spell bullshit too. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to him. Let's see if I'm subscribed to him, because I gotta watch him, man. I appreciate you for that alpha on Freaky Candles. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go watch him. I'm gonna go save his content, subscribed. I'm gonna have to watch his content now. Mark says Sammy unloyal for lies. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of unquestionable things that people say about Sammy loyal, but I kind of like his TA, man. I don't know. Maybe I have to watch him a little bit more now that I'm at this different mindset of understanding like TA a little bit more, just because I've been analyzing the crypto markets for a while now, and I have a better understanding. And a lot of people say, how can you have an edge in this market, right? The only way you can have an edge is by understanding through data and trial and error, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to learn and identify certain patterns and certain situations and events that go on in the world, right? A lot of people think that war causes a stock market and crypto market to go down. Well, guess what? That's the opposite. It fucking moons, bro. Like, there's been so much money pumped into this economy as soon as the war got announced. Why? Because I told you, who issues freaking money? Like, who is issuing the freaking money to go ahead and start the war? Well, the banks. What do they have to do? They need to go ahead and print more money. Printing more money equals more inflation. The higher the inflation, most of these companies are probably more than likely going to go up, and we're seeing it right now. You know, so war, blood in the streets actually equals freaking the markets to go up, unfortunately. So there's people on the other end that have to go ahead and die and have to go through all this bullshit that in reality is bullshit, in order for the markets to go up, in order for, you know, the bigger people make money. And we're pretty much just riding the wave of that, right? And a lot of people don't understand any of this. They don't even know. They think that the war is bad for the economy. It's like, dude, it's actually good for the economy, at least for us as traders, right? Could there be a short-term dump? Yeah, of course. It's always the case. I mean, it happened with the whole entire Russian-Ukraine war. We saw Bitcoin dump, quickly got bought up, and then it pumped because people panicked, you know? People got scared. And the people that got scared are the retail investors, the people that don't understand how markets and how the economy works. Those are the people that got wrecked, right? Cryptic says Josh from Crypto World is good. I'm gonna have to go ahead and save him as well. Hey, what's up, Kevin? How's it going, bro? Shout out to Kevin. I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Smash that like button for me. Let's go ahead and see Josh from the Crypto World. Let's go ahead and see. So you guys are all giving me alpha right now. I'm telling you, man, I'm not the fucking best at what I do. I would say I'm pretty good at what I do, but I want to become better every day, right? The goal is to go ahead and become a better person overall. And become a better trader, because I'm here to become better, and the only way to become better is by learning through others. So whatever recommendations you guys are giving me, I trust all of you, and I'm gonna go ahead and check out all these people you're telling me, right? Because it's all about, you know, viewing someone else's perspective when it comes to a lot of this. Most importantly, respectable traders, because there's very, very few. You know that. You and I know there's very, very few respectable traders when it comes to this, especially in this space. A lot of bullshit is in this space. Brian says, so Lakia, South Africa just won the Rugby World Cup, the first team to defend the World Cup and win it 4 times. I'm from South Africa, so the country's going crazy. Let's fucking go, bro. I have a lot of buddies that are from South Africa too that are pretty hyped with the whole entire game. So congratulations to Africa. Round of applause for Africa. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that, but South Africa, shout out to South Africa. I have a lot of friends from there too as well. Cryptic says, I love learning from as many different people as possible and seeing everybody's angles on the charts. Yeah, dude, my freaking charts are probably going to be like the fucking worst charts you'll ever see. They're really, really messy, and I just keep it very simple. Just support and resistance, you know? I don't do any of this crazy ass shit because honestly, I really don't know it. And I've always kept it very simple. That's what usually works for me, right? Just keeping it very, very simple. Mark says, John, work on getting friends with Frankie Candles. He's going to be one of the most successful streamers in the space. 100k subs next. 100%, man. 100%. We should tell Andy to go ahead and collaborate with Frankie Candles, man. Andy, Frankie, and Tino are the best. Who is Tino, man? Tell me about Tino. Ryan, how's it going, bro? Shout out to Ryan. Welcome, Ryan. Shout out to MLC team. Longest supporter, bro. Really, really do appreciate you a lot. Thank you for tuning in today. Cryptic says, Frankie does great TA. If you watch this show, John, you will probably be gifted a membership after 10 minutes. Really? Damn, dude. You can't go wrong with free knowledge, right? I'm definitely gonna go ahead and tune in with Frankie Candles, man. I'm gonna start watching him a lot more now. I appreciate that for the alpha. Ryan says, hope you can join the stream tomorrow on X, bro, for the Mellows MOC. Yeah, 100%, bro. I'm definitely going to go ahead and do my best to go ahead and make it for tomorrow's stream on the Mellows. So, it's been a while since I've been on a freaking Twitter space, bro. It's been literally probably, fuck, dude, probably a little bit over a month. Ever since I was sick. Like, I just, you know, I was just taking breaks on the weekends. I was still making content, but I was, like, slowly pushing through, man. So, I'm definitely excited. Most importantly, I'm excited to be back in the market, right? I'm excited to be back in the market, back fucking trading this market, dude. It's gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna be making so much fucking money. But I trade the shit coins, bro. Like, I trade the shit coins, so obviously these are a higher risk, higher reward. That shit gets me going every day, but it's just all about taking a different perspective, right? I want to start trading Bitcoin, man, but I really don't understand how Bitcoin moves so much. I've tried trading Bitcoin. Now, my question is to all of you, because all of you are really good traders, obviously, a lot better than me. So now my question is to all of you. What is a percentage that I should go ahead and leverage trade Bitcoin with? Do I need $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000? How much do I need of capital to trade Bitcoin? And at what leverage do you usually go for? Like, for example, like, I love meme coins, bro, because you could risk like $100 and like make a boatload of money. Like, for example, like with this account, right? This Pepe 2 account, I threw in about $150 and I grew my account all the way up. Right now it's at 4,700 in about like 2 weeks, right? Obviously it comes with higher risk. I was using, you know, 20x leverage. And this next play, if we get this next breakout, I'm going to make a nice, decent, pretty nice bag, right? With, you know, with $150. So it's pretty crazy with the power of, you know, understanding leverage, understanding how these tokens might move. But my question is, with Bitcoin, for example, I've noticed that when you're trading with such a low amount of money, like let's say $100, you're more exposed to using higher leverage to make more money, but you're also exposed to losing more money a lot quicker if you don't have that kind of money in the sideline to go ahead and do margin or any of that. So my question would be to all of you, what would be a good zone or, you know, amount to go ahead and put into Bitcoin to go ahead and leverage trade, and what leverage do you think is better? 5x? Is it 10x? Is it with $1,000, or am I overthinking it? What kind of capital are you required? Yeah, but that's pretty crazy, man. That's what I want to know, because I want to start trading Bitcoin a little bit more. Talking about Bitcoin, let's go ahead and do some quick TA on Bitcoin, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We're at about an hour and 36. Pepe 2.0 always fucking pumps every time. Every time I end the stream, it always pumps. Okay, so Mark, he gave us the answer. So shout out to Mark for giving us the answer. Mark says 5 to 10x leverage is max. Stick to trading Bitcoin only if you're a beginner. Meme coins are all gambling. If they're impossible to chart because of controlled by the devs. I 100% agree, man. 100% agree. Pepe 2.0 and all these tokens, dude, super fucking controlled by all these developers and all that. So start off with 5 to 10x leverage. But what should be my capital? Should my capital be like $1,000? Should it be $2,000? Should it be $3,000? $10,000? Like, what should my capital be in order for me to make a nice return when it comes to Bitcoin? And what is a nice return? Because I know Andy, you know, has a very tight stop loss and a take profit zone. So my question is, like, when it comes to Bitcoin, what should that percentage be? You know, I'm a little bit more on the riskier side. I like risking. I like the higher risk, high reward. But I also noticed that with Bitcoin, like, you just can't do it with small amounts of money, man. You can't do it with $100. Like, at least I don't think so. Because it's more predictable, bro. Bitcoin's more predictable because it has more data. You know, we could at least, you know, test back certain zones. But, like, for example, Pepe 2.0, bro, you don't fucking know where the top or the bottom is. You know what I mean? That's a scary shit. Like, I've been trading in Pepe 2.0 since over here, you know, bought, sold, bought, sold, bought, sold. And so far, I've been timing it pretty good. But honestly, I think it's also like a lot of luck with all this volume coming in. Because you don't know where the top or the bottom is for, like, all these tokens, except for the bigger tokens such as Bitcoin, right? So I do agree with you on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Talking about Bitcoin, it's in a consolidating phase right now. So that's on the 30-minute chart. Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart, see if we find anything interesting. Do you think this is our new support on the 33? I mean, it's consolidating. Risk management, John. Oh, Mark. Not tie SL, just slow leverage. All right, for sure. Well, what do you say would be good? Like $1,000? $1,000, 5x leverage, 10x leverage. That's not bad, right? More dubby. We need another 3-hour stream, bro. Dude, I've literally, this is like my second dubby so far on the stream, I think. Actually, I think for the stream was like, this is my first one, but I took one before I started the stream. I started off with, for the stream, I started off with Fruit Punch dubby. And then before the stream, I did passion fruit. And I did passion fruit before the stream. So I did passion fruit before the stream, and then I did fruit punch during the stream. So dude, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty geeked up. Not as crazy as I usually am, right? I usually run through fucking streams like a fucking psycho, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. You tell me like what we see, what I do see, what I don't see. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let's go ahead and look at this, right? Because I've been mentioning that on the daily, it looks like a massive cup and handle pattern, and I do believe we will be revisiting these areas at the $39,000 area. Right now, it looks like we are forming some sort of support. Ideally, I think, you know, Bitcoin should go ahead and probably retest 31,000, consolidate before having the next leg up. I think we shot up way too quickly. But I also think, this is my analysis right here, I think that also because of the fact that a lot of people are expecting a massive dump to the downside, a lot of people are going to be doubling down on their shorts right now. And I do see a possibility that some crazy ass news happens, like, you know, it happened around this zone right here, which you really couldn't really predict too much. I do think there could be another possibility where we could have another sort of short squeeze leading all the way up to, like, you know, 35,000, 36,000, and then people are just going to double down, topping $39,000. And I think, I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like $39,000 is going to be where, you know, Bitcoin takes a dip down to, you know, retest $32,000. And then by that time, as we're testing $32,000, meme coin season, altcoin season, they're all going to be fucking pumping. But in my opinion, I don't think Bitcoin's done. Let me know, what do you guys think? Do you think Bitcoin is done, or do we still have enough room to go ahead and run to the upside or the downside? I think Bitcoin could go ahead and still do something crazy, dude. I don't know why. I have a feeling Bitcoin is going to do something. I feel like it's going to get short squeeze again. Shorts are going to double down, quadruple down, push it up to 39,000, and maybe there's actually even a possibility that it might break through $40,000, and maybe our next area could be around the $60,000. And I wouldn't call it a bull run yet. I'll just call it some sort of you know, bullish momentum. You know, we could still go up to, realistically, you know, $60,000 and still come all the way down and still not be in a bull market, in my opinion. I don't know. Cryptic Sniper says, I had one whole Bitcoin at 26,800 last Saturday, but I got stopped out just before it took off. I had a tight stop loss as I had 170 on 200x leverage. You're freaking wild, bro. You're freaking wild. 170 on 200x leverage? Like, how do you trade on 200x leverage? Like, I've tried it before, dude, and I always fucking get wrecked. That's why I realized, I'm like, dude, okay, I have to go ahead and stay below 20x leverage. I feel like 20x leverage is pretty good too. And that's actually the reason why I was able to grow this account a lot quicker, was because I was taking on a higher risk. But dude, 20x, anything above 20x leverage, I don't know how people freaking trade, bro. Like, I want to know the secret. Like, how do you trade above 20x leverage? You know, I think anything over that's freaking insane, at least to me personally. Ryan says, did you try the new flavors of Dubby? I didn't know Dubby made new flavors, man. Do they have new flavors? I haven't picked up a new order because I still have all of them. I ordered like 5 flavors. What flavor do they have? This one's really good. The Calio cream is really good. Dude, Beach and Peach, my fucking favorite one. I haven't tried the green one yet. Haven't tried this. And I haven't had this one either, Galaxy Grenade. And then they have this one too, Encounter Cream. Interesting. I haven't tried any of those. I have to go ahead and pick up another order of W. Next time I'm probably gonna go ahead and try. I got this package right here, 149. But yeah, I'm gonna probably get this one next again. This is like my favorite all time. Like I'm probably only gonna stack up on this. I'm gonna stack up on the Beach and Peach, for sure. And if you guys want to go ahead and support the channel, obviously go ahead and use my W link down below, or type in code Pepe 2 on checkout to go ahead and get 10% off. But yeah, I fucking love W, man. I actually tried the product first before actually drinking it. So I actually tried the starter pack first before I got the affiliate with them, the partnership with them. But I personally love W, man. This is what gets me going through my streams, through work, through the gym, through anything, right? So I would definitely recommend you if you need some sort of like clean energy, right? I'm a freaking caffeine freak, man. Fucking love caffeine. Like I love caffeine, man. Like I'm telling you, I'm on my second W right now, dude. Usually I wouldn't do that, but just because like these last 2 weeks I've literally been only sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a day, so I've been on like a lot of freaking caffeine, is what's been pushing me throughout my whole entire day with all these streams, all these videos I've been doing. But if it wasn't for caffeine, dude, I probably wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. Mark says, just make sure that if your SL gets hit, you don't lose more than 1 to 2% of your trading capital. So if you trade with $1,000, make sure you never lose more than $10 to $20 per trade. Fuck, man, that's really tight. Deciding where to enter a trade always depends on where you place your stop loss. Cryptic says, that's why 95% don't succeed in trading. Hey, that's fucking true, bro. That's fucking true. You can't make none of that shit up. You're right. You're right. He says peach is always nice. Yeah, dude, the peach one's freaking amazing. And honestly, like, I'm not even trying to show you guys anything, but the fruit punch, I don't like fruit punch. Like, I hate fruit punch flavored items. Like, I just can't deal with fruit punch. I never liked fruit punch. And I tried the fruit punch because I had it, right? I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm gonna try it because I'm open to trying things, right? I tried it, dude, and that's actually what I'm sipping on right now, and it's actually really good. So I don't like, you know, fruit punch flavored items, but this one's actually really good. And the other fruit punch item that I do like are Truies. I'm not sure if any of you guys ever had Truies. Those are pretty good too. But yeah, let's talk Bitcoin real quick before so we could just go ahead and get a little edge on what's going on with the market. But I think Bitcoin's looking bullish, bro. Like, I've been bullish in Bitcoin since right here. I've been bullish in Bitcoin since around this zone right here. Unfortunately, I didn't have a trade place on Bitcoin. Cryptic says, I was trading the breakout with a stop loss at break even, so I didn't lose any money. Just got stopped out on the retest. I never usually use 200x, but I knew a big move was coming. Yeah, man. I mean, if you have that feeling, I think it's also like one of those where like people don't understand that if you haven't been trading these markets for a while, you won't understand when something big is going to happen, right? Sometimes it's not even on the charts. Like, for example, when Bitcoin was right here, when Bitcoin was trading around these areas, like, I had a strong feeling Bitcoin was going to make this massive move to the upside. A very strong feeling. And what I actually ended up doing was I ended up buying Riot contracts, which are miners in the stock market. I'm not sure if any of you have ever traded, you know, options, but I had some call options that, you know, if Bitcoin pumped, Riot was going to freaking pump like crazy, bro. And unfortunately, because, you know, manipulation, Riot didn't end up Bitcoin didn't pump for that whole entire week. Literally the week of expiration that my contract expired on. As soon as my contract expired, freaking Riot took off to my price target, bro. So like, I'm like, dude, I'm fucking done with this option shit again. It's like, I forgot how manipulated, you know, the stock market is again. I haven't touched the stock market in a cool minute. I literally just got back to it. I made a few successful trades. I traded AMC again, doing options, and I also traded Macy's. But I was like, dude, I can't keep track of both markets. Like, I need to focus on either, you know, just crypto or just the stock market, because I completely forgot about, you know, my options, and they were in the money, bro. Like, I was in the money, and I completely forgot about them because I was like so focused on all these freaking, you know, the crypto markets, Ethereum, and all this bullshit, all these pre-sales. And I ended up freaking pretty much losing my money in the stock market. Not too much though. I made it back with gains, so I probably only lost about, like, I was down like $600, and then I made it back up. Probably only ended up losing about $200 to $300 because I ended up making it up through my AMC calls, my Macy's calls. I ended up taking profits on Thursday, and then I ended up selling, what was it, my another riot call. I entered riot again, and I had a feeling Bitcoin was gonna dump, so I ended up selling it and made some profits on that too. But dude, right now I'm like solely focused back on crypto, because like the crypto market is a lot better, dude, in my opinion. Like the volatility, it's just a lot more fun to ride. I think there's the opportunity here that you can jump into multiple projects with a similar pattern. It's one thing that I also like, but I think I might re-enter AMC again with options. I just like the volatility, dude. I think the volatility that the market offers is really, really fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 4 hourly for Bitcoin. It looks like it is consolidating. We did enter the oversold territory on the RSI, but as all of us know, it doesn't really fucking matter what these indicators tell us. It's gonna do whatever the market wants to do. I don't know. I think we might go ahead and pump to the upside and touch $39,000. I don't know when. So I wouldn't personally trade Bitcoin right now. I would just be in the sideline waiting to go ahead and get that breakout, because we are at a critical area right now, right? It's like, is $33,000 going to be the new area of support, or is this next zone right here, which is around the $31,000, going to be the new zone before we break out and, you know, touch $39,000 again? So for that reason, I'm not going to go ahead and be placing any bets on Bitcoin, even though I do believe it's going to go up. But I do think there's going to be a lot of consolidating in these next coming probably days, maybe even weeks, because you have to keep in mind, we did have a massive breakout. I mean, look at this breakout. If you go ahead and measure it from over here, let's just say right here to here, that's about a 29% move, which is not crazy, right? But for Bitcoin, 29% move is fucking insane. 29% move is insane, right? So I do think Bitcoin is going to go ahead and probably take a breather for a while, but I do believe long term, even if you look at the weekly, and I've been saying this for a while, this is the reason why I've been bullish on Bitcoin. I did mention there was a possibility of some sort of cup and handle forming, and that's the reason why I believe $39,000 Bitcoin will be coming in the short term or midterm. And I do think that if we do break $39,000 and that's not the zone to get rejected on, possibly $52,000 is the area to go ahead and get rejected, right? So we might go ahead and break through $39,000. People are still going to go ahead and double down their shorts because, you know, people are people. and it's going to pump to $52,000, and I do believe that's when we're going to go ahead and slowly come back down, retest $32,000, and then consolidate before we have, you know, the Bitcoin halving and all the bullishness is going to come into market. And if we could consolidate around $30,000 Bitcoin, dude, it's actually going to be pretty good, because it'll be quicker for us to go ahead and approach, you know, the $80,000 to $100,000 area that everybody once talked about 2 years ago in the last bull run. So it sounds like it's going to happen overnight, but it's not. It's probably going to take 2 years for us to do what I just showed you, and it's really all going to be about patience. But I do believe, in my opinion, that we're going to see a breakout on Bitcoin to the upside. That's just my opinion. And my question is, are we going to go ahead and get rejected? Is this a massive bull trap where, you know, it touches $39,000 and now we come all the way down to the price target that everybody's been talking about, which is, you know, $17,000, $12,000 Bitcoin? I don't think so, but it could be a possibility, right? But I do think that even if we do go ahead and have a fake out on $39,000, in my opinion, the lowest I see Bitcoin falling down to is around the $27,000 to the $28,000 area. That's just my opinion. And I think that that's what could eventually happen. And eventually, if that's the scenario that we do go ahead and get rejected at $39,000 and come down, come down and retest around the 27 and 24, I do think we could even go as low as, you know, $23,000, consolidate, break down, and then moon when people are least expecting it, right? And I think FOMO is, I think really FOMO is what's going to kick off this market, with the market going up higher than what people expect. FOMO is going to kick in, and I think that's what's going to push the price even higher. So even if we do break above $39,000, I do think realistically we could hit around $50,000 and still be bearish, in my opinion, because I'm not bullish on Bitcoin overall right now. I'm actually bearish. I'm short-term bullish. Like, I think Bitcoin could go ahead and hit $39,000, but overall I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin is ready to go ahead and have that bull run. You know, we have regulation that is still in place. We still have the ETFs that are in mind, and we also have the Bitcoin halving still. And I feel like the market still hasn't gotten enough pain. You know, we need more pain in this market in order for the DXY to come down to the levels that I want to go ahead and see. And we're actually going to talk about the DXY right now, right? Because I want to go ahead and do that. Mark says 10x leverage. Hey, my message didn't come through. I didn't see that, man. I don't know what you said. I'm not in control of anything on YouTube right now. Like, I'm literally like, I'm not touching anything. So maybe it was like YouTube accidentally like picked it up as a spam or offensive or something. I don't know, Mark. I apologize for that. But if you could resend it, that'd be cool. And if you can't resend it, like at least send it to me on Twitter. That'd be great. You could go ahead and message me at ALTCOIN John. Yeah, not say Ethereum. Not say Ethereum. You could go ahead and message me at ALTCOIN John. That'd be really great. Hey, but check this out. I had some pretty good fish and chips yesterday. Really, really good. Freaking amazing. Then I had this drink right here. This thing slapped me to the freaking ground, dude. Super amazing, yeah. But yeah, Pepe 2.0 has been treating us right. I mean, look at these gains: 451%, 423, 20x leverage. We have 227%, 227. So like, dude, Pepe has been freaking paying us really, really good. Cryptic Sniper says, I use a liquidation chart with audio signals so I could get and see and hear them when a lot of price action is going down before I think we're about to break out or on the 1 minute. Hey, dude, what is that? How do you use that, man? I've never heard of that. Give us some alpha. What is the software you use? I've never heard of liquidation charts. Like, what the fuck, dude? What am I missing out on? I need to know a little bit more about this liquidation chart. Let's talk about the DXY real quick, right? Because this is the way I've been actually analyzing how the market moves. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about, you know, the DXY too much, but so far it has almost been following exactly until, you know, the last couple days. DXY has been following this whole entire little arrow and line that I put together. It looks like now it might be following it. I don't know, but ideally what I think we need to go ahead and happen, there's just two scenarios, right? I think overall the DXY will go ahead and approach these levels at 112 to 120. I even think there's a price target of maybe approaching 150 on the DXY. So realistically, what could actually also happen is we could just see the DXY drop down to the 105, then the 104, and possibly the 103, consolidate, break back up. Now we have more momentum, and now we're going back, approaching these levels to the 120, to even the 150, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. In my opinion, the DXY does need a cool down period in order to go ahead and make that next leg up. And even if you zoom out, it doesn't look that fucking bad, right? Well, the DXY is not good for us to go up, right? Because that just means, you know, more inflation, more pain in the market, more bearishness. But I think this is what has to go ahead and go on, in my opinion, in order for us to go ahead and get that crypto momentum going, right? That bull run happening. Because what we need ideally, and this is solely my opinion, I could be wrong, but this is what I think we need, right? We need the US markets to fucking crash, bro. We need the US markets to literally have the dollar crashing down to these levels right here of, like, this is my price target, $87. I think the US dollar is going to crash down to the $87 mark. If the DXY does tend to go ahead and start breaking down right here, then I would say the bull run has started. Bull run has started if the US dollar starts breaking down below the 100 area, right? I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think what's going to happen is that the Federal Reserve, they're going to go ahead and inflate this market even more. And we're already seeing it. They're doing it already through war, right? They're going to go ahead and look for another fucking war. They're going to be looking for other reasons to freaking continue to pump this market with inflation in order for more people to get wrecked in this market, right? Because they need more people to lose their houses, lose their cars, lose their jobs before they go ahead and make the big reset, right? Which is the biggest bull run with what we're saying on crypto. And for that reason is why I think the DXY needs to go ahead and approach those levels. And even if we zoom out on the monthly, which I'll go ahead and talk about right now after I read these comments, I drew this pattern right here, and I want all of you to go ahead and check this out, right? And you'll understand why my perspective of the DXY going actually higher to the levels of 150 makes sense as to why Bitcoin could be having the biggest bull run when we do, right? So let's go ahead and read these comments real quick. How's it going, Bernie? How's it going, bro? Those rings get you blue hair, and I once heard They do, bro. They do. I think that's why I woke up with blue hair today, bro. John, the DXY is only useful when New York stock markets are open. Never thought about it that way. Dab Master J, how's it going, bro? Just followed you on Twitter. When I get home tonight, I'll use your MEXC link. Really appreciate it, man. DeFi, how's it going, bro? What up? Figured you'd be doing YouTubing. Yeah, 100%, man. Bernie, what's up, my guy? Bernie says, sub, young ETH buyer. I'm definitely not an ETH buyer, bro. Brian says, oh, peace out, bro. Check you out on the next stream. Later, Brian. Hope you have a great day today, bro. But yeah, dude, so this is what I think is going to happen in order for Bitcoin to go ahead and decouple. This is solely my opinion, right? In order for Bitcoin to go ahead and decouple from the DXY in the stock market, we need to go ahead and see a big financial crisis that's, we're currently going through right now. But we really need to go ahead and see the U.S. markets get fucking wrecked, bro. We really need to go ahead and see that. And this is kind of the reason why, if you look at it, why, we have the wars going on right now. Like, do you think it's a coincidence that all of this shit's happening? And now that I realize, dude, I didn't even realize that on the monthly, I guess you could even call this a freaking cup and handle pattern, bro. Look at this. I never thought about this. So even that makes even more sense why my approach at 150 DXY is really possible. I never even saw that. Like, I'm just looking at this right now on the monthly and I'm like, oh shit, dude, that kind of makes sense. And I've actually went back and I tracked the DXY, right? I kind of analyzed how the markets were moving at the time. And even back in the 1800s, we had the Black Monday bank crisis, right? The DXY went as high as $170 before having the Black Monday bank crisis. Then we were followed with the dot-com bubble back in around the early 2000s, right? We topped off at around 118. And currently right now, the highest we've been on the DXY has been 114. So for me personally, based on what I even saw right now with the possible cup and handle pattern forming, it's also telling me that the DXY has a lot of room to go. And I'm telling you, the Federal Reserve is going to inflate this market as much as they can. They're going to go ahead and try to destroy the dollar because they have no option, right? We're in a debt bubble crisis. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are going into defaults. A lot of companies cannot go ahead and pay off what they borrowed. And if none of these companies and people could go ahead and pay off what they borrow with the banks, what's going to happen eventually if we can't continue to inflate this market? And the people that are, paying the bills, or the reason why these banks are making money, well, it's going to pop. And once that debt bubble pops, well, then we're fucking screwed overall globally. But in my opinion, that's really fucking bullish for Bitcoin to go ahead and do its thing. I think once we go ahead and see, Bitcoin approach these levels, I think 120 is going to be nothing, dude. I hope I'm wrong, because, the DXY approaching 150, bro, like, this is going to be like extreme inflation. Like, you're talking about like people are going to be probably like almost living in the streets type of shit. It's not actually funny, dude. So, but it's just kind of fucked up, like what we have to go through in order for the market cycle to do its thing, and in order for us to make a boatload of money. But I think that's what's going to happen with the DXY. I mean, I'm going back to what we've seen. We see the Black Money crisis happen right here. We see the dot-com bubble, and I'm more than likely, I don't know what crisis we're in. I think we're in a tech crisis. We had tech companies, come down. We saw banks crashing these last couple months. AI is taking over, and I think that's where we might be now. I don't know what kind of crisis we're in. I can't think of something. I don't know what the crisis we're in. I think we're in a tech crisis, because now we're gonna have a lot of like cyber computer or cyber companies and all this shit, cyber security. And I really do believe that, because we're fully going into tech now around this time, I do think 150 DXY is like the most sensible thing to think about. And they're going to continue to inflate as long as like people could go ahead and do it and take it, and to the point where people can't take it no more is when the market's gonna crash. And I think this is around the area that once the DXY hits the 150, which is almost close to its all-time high back in Black Monday crisis, I think once we hit this area, as soon as it starts coming down, I think that's where the decouple of Bitcoin with the US stock market is going to happen. And that's what's going to push crypto and all the cryptocurrencies to all-time highs, because now you have, what do you have? You have regulation in place, you have an ETF approval, you have more institutions and banks adopting to it. Now you have the CBDC out in there. You already have all these, now you have fully the US intact with the whole entire new world order of being this fully digital, right? And I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to go ahead and try to destroy the dollar as much as they can, and the only way they could go ahead and do that is by inflating the market even more. More inflation is going to come, more wars are going to happen, maybe fucking alien invasions are next. But all of this shit's going to happen. Some sort of other black swan event's going to happen in order to push this market for a higher debt bubble. And so much that bubble could go ahead and take. I mean, try filling up a water balloon with water. It can only take so much before it pops. And that's kind of where we're at right now. You know, if people are not, you know, paying off their loans or all of that, now we're going to have repos, you know, foreclosures, we're going to have all of this. So I think, in my opinion, this is going to be a fucking crazy market crash, man. And we need a market crash in order for Bitcoin to do its thing. Because I don't know why we're attached to the stock market. We shouldn't do that shit. Like, why is it that it moves with NASDAQ? Like, it's some bullshit, right? Bitcoin's supposed to be a hedge against inflation, which I also call bullshit right now. Bitcoin's not a hedge against inflation. That's just solely my opinion, you know? But that's what I think is going on. I think that we're going to have this massive new world order with this change of technology. But in order for us to go through that, we need the markets to get wrecked even more. I don't think we've had enough pain in the markets yet. And it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Maybe 2024, maybe 2025, maybe 2026. I don't know. Bernie, my 9-inch tether legend. DeFi, this is still pumping like an oil rig in Texas. 100%, man. Mark says, what's up, my 9-inch legend? Feds are fighting inflation by printing more money. 100%, bro. 100%. Dabmaster says Labs and Burpo. For sure, we'll check it out. Fing Joe Biden. 100%. Dabmaster says Lab blockchain, real estate ownership, luxury properties. Check them out. All-time high. Teams are still working. Bernie says Cyber War. At least there were... we'll have free porn. 100%, bro. Mark says amen. Let's check pub USDT. Bernie, I heard X Hampers took over Twitter. That explains the X, I guess. Hey, you know they also have NFTs, right? Not that I would know. Dude, bro, you freaking got me, Mark. I was like literally about to type in. I was about to go like this. You can't make any of this shit up, bro. I was literally about to go ahead and put it in. That's what she said. Let's go ahead and see Labs and Repo. Labs. Man, you can't make none of this shit up. Wait, what the fuck happened to my screen, dude? How do I exit? Fuck. I forgot how to exit, dude. What did I press on my keyboard? Okay, now you guys are for sure gonna see my freaking history. That's what we don't want to see, huh? Dude, I don't know what just happened, man. I accidentally clicked something on my keyboard and it freaking went away, man. What is this? Brave. Oh, I accidentally zoomed into my keyboard to see what keyboard key is it. Hey, do any of you guys know what keyboard key it is? Frick, dude, what did I hit? Is it critical? Where's a plus sign at? Okay, there you go. Okay, that's zoomed out. I think it's tab. No, escaped. You can't make this shit up, bro. Yeah, I don't know what I did to my screen. I pressed probably F1 or something, right? F2, F3, F5, F6. Dude, I can't. Let's see, what is it? F11? Let's try F11. Oh, thank you, bro. Shout out to Bernie, bro. Shout out to Bernie. Shout out to him, man. Thanks for the help, bro. I was looking at my charts. I was like, dude, something just doesn't look right about this. It seems like I can't exit this. All right, so let's go ahead and just check out P-Hub USDT. Dude, I was so fucking close to that. I can't believe I almost fell for that. I was like being really serious. I was like, all right, let's go ahead and check out this new project. Fuck, dude. Control Alt Delete. I don't even want to press it now, man. Let's go ahead and see what Dabmaster says. Let's check it out real quick. Labs, and then we're gonna call it a day. Labs group. Let's see. Introducing owner circle NFT. We're building a world where anybody can invest in the future. Welcome to Labs Group. This could be a thing. As I mentioned earlier, it's like I don't know, man. It's like I don't know how I feel about investing into it, like any of this bullshit. Like before, I used to make fun of traders. I'm like, dude, fucking Bitcoin maxis and all that shit. But now I understand why there's Bitcoin maxis, bro, because it's easier to go ahead and understand where the market's gonna go instead of investing in these shit projects. Like lab groups, like for example, they have about $34,000 in liquidity. That's terrible, dude. With 3 million market cap, like you, even if you made $1 million off of this, you wouldn't be able to pull your money out. So for that reason, I'm out. I'm out with labs. Let's go ahead and look at Burpo. Betbro. Let's see. I'm assuming it's probably one of these right here, probably the 2-year one. 5 million market cap, 72. Bro. Dubmaster, what kind of alpha are you giving us, man? 72,000 liquidity? Oh my gosh. Welcome to the task-based work. I mean, this sounds pretty good. It sounds like a really good platform, bro, but like I just can't do 3 million market cap, $72,000 of liquidity, 9,000 holders, $941 in volume. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be jumping into those. If anything, you're better off jumping into Calcium, not financial advice. I think we talked about Calciums too, and their potential breakout coming in. I mean, they only have a circulating supply of 204 million. So, you know, this thing could realistically go up to 11 cents. And that's not even that far away. This is about, what kind of X is that? That's about a 2X. Let's just say give or take 2 to 3X from this zone right here. So you're better off, Dubmaster, like not financial advice, bro. Like you're better off throwing your money into like Calcium instead of those projects you just gave us, bro. Like those shits have no liquidity, man. Yeah, Birdie says, I knew it was sent here for a reason. 100%, man. Mark Dutch, you watched South Africa versus New Zealand. I think DeFi watched it, bro. I know DeFi is pretty big on that too. Hey, DeFi, apparently, I think it was Mark, right? Or who was it? I'm pretty sure DeFi saw the game, man. DeFi says, go Boke, SA for the win. What a game. Bernie, that's too rough for me. I watch football. Andy and foreign. You can't make that shit up, man. Hey, Mark, the game from the Steelers, and I think it was the Steelers and what? The Rams was a pretty good game, man. Low key, that was a pretty good game. I watched that last week. Mark Dutch says, we all know who loves his Wix. Bernie, 9-witch incoming all over BTC. I think that's going to happen. SA1. Whoa, what a close game. See, I feel kind of left out because I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But yeah, Calcium's looking pretty good. I don't know. I might enter a trade on Calcium, but I don't know. 2x, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk for 2x? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is a 2x worth the risk? I mean, if you throw in about $100, it's about $300. So that's not bad. $300. It's not too bad. It's not life changing, but. Dabmaster says, thanks for looking. Yeah, bro, look, I'm gonna tell you this, man. When it comes to a lot of these shitcoins, what you need to go ahead and focus on, ideally, I would stay away from Binance Smart Chain. Anything related to Binance Smart Chain, most of them are like super scammy. I've made money on BSC tokens, but I've never understood why people look down on Binance tokens, right? Because they're so much easier to go ahead and launch because it's a less fee. So there's more people that are willing to go ahead and scam you on Binance Smart Chain projects. And the thing you need to go ahead and look at always, you have to go ahead and take a look at the market cap, look at how market cap is, but most importantly, liquidity. What liquidity does is that if there isn't enough liquidity in the project, you won't be able to take out your money. For example, those projects, they had about 10 million market cap. So I'm pretty sure someone in there that was holding that project was eventually probably a millionaire, but because they didn't have enough liquidity, they couldn't pull out their money. And this is kind of a really perfect example of why you need to go ahead and make sure there's a good liquidity enough. Is 460,000 enough liquidity? I mean, no. Ideally, I would like to see liquidity at $1 million plus, but at 416,000 is not too bad, right? For example, right here, you also have to go ahead and take a look at circulating supply. This one has a circulating supply of 204 million. So realistically, this has a higher chance of possibly hitting $1 than any of these other fucking shit coins can, because it has a lower circulating supply. You also have to go ahead and look into the holders, how the holders are looking. You have to go ahead and look into the 24-hour volume. How is the 24-hour volume doing? Is 808,000 volume pretty good? It's not bad. It's actually really good. Anything under, like, let's say for example this was under 100,000 volume, I'd be like, yeah, it's not looking good. So you have to look at certain indicators. I would say always stick to the liquidity, always look at the volume, and then just look at the potential with the market cap. Can this go up even higher? I think 50 million market cap is really possible with calcium. But now the question is, you have to go ahead and see, will they have enough liquidity in order for you to want to go ahead and jump in? And these are kind of things you need to look at. You need to look at liquidity and the kind of volume that's being brought in on a 24-hour basis to go ahead and realize whether it's bullish or not. And I don't even know what the fuck calcium is, man. I've never even looked at their website. I don't have to. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and read what kind of bullshit story this is. The shocking story doesn't stop here. The emergence of calcium token is the beginning, is triggered by community. Enough for me to read, dude. It doesn't really matter, right? Even with TA with shitcoins is a little difficult, but I did say that it looked like we found an area of support around this area, and this looks like somewhat of an area of resistance. If we do go ahead and break out, this could be a potential possibility of an entry if you want to jump in right here, not financial advised, and then ride the wave all the way up. The problem is, when it comes to shitcoins, it's really difficult to know where the top or the bottom is. As Mark said, it's really centralized, man. The developers control it, team tokens, there's a lot of things in the back end, into the contract that you have to really understand what's going on, and you also need to go ahead and look at. So there's a lot of factors when it comes to like choosing the next shitcoin, right? You need to look at very important things, like for example Joe coin. This shit's at 15 million market cap. It's fucking insane, right? 694,000 liquidity. That looks good. Ideally, I would like a higher liquidity, but look at this fucking volume, dude. 2.44 million of volume. 2.44 million of volume. And I don't even know what the fuck Joe is. What the fuck is a Joe coin? I don't know. I don't even know what a Joe coin is, man. But this shit's at fucking 15 million market cap with only 3,000 holders, right? What's causing that? I don't know. There has to be some sort of manipulation going on there for this thing to keep on pumping. You know, maybe you can't even sell the token. That's probably why it's going up so high. I don't know. You have to be very careful when it comes to tokens, but you need to look at the liquidity all the time. Look at the holders, look at the volume, and then look at the market cap. For example, let's see this other one that's kind of good. Look, this is not that bad. 285,000 market cap, 113,000 of liquidity, 749 holders, 207,000 of volume. I'm looking at this one right here, Hood. Someone was telling me last few days ago, I said if this breaks below support, we're going to go ahead and dump down. And it has dumped down a little bit over 50%, 80%. And this is kind of the time where you want to ask yourself, is this a risk I'm willing to take? You know, it might be worth throwing $100 here if this thing ever comes to 5 million plus market cap. Volume is not too bad. It's 207,000 of volume. So there's little indicators you want to look at when you're looking at these meme tokens. You don't just randomly choose a meme token and believe what the fucking developer has to say. You never want to do that. There are some indicators you want to look at in order to go ahead and be bullish on for a certain reason, right? So just a quick little thing right there for you, man. Mark Dutch says, nope, I watch real football. You up there call it soccer. You're right, dude. You're fucking right. Bernie, where are you from? Man United, Leeds. What the fuck, man? That's funny. Hey, John, you sound like giving my friends dating advice. I don't know if that's a compliment, bro. I'm going to take it as a compliment. I'm going to take it as a compliment, bro. Thank you. It's the way you perceive things, right? John, check out Chromia if you want to see a perfection W formation. I opened a 7x at 0.085. Okay, I'm going to do that right now. For sure. Bernie, you setting me up with Joe for tonight? Cryptic Sniper says, I like the liquidation chart from the Bitcoin Live YouTube channel, but I prefer the Michael Whitman charts as he has a liquidation watch on the BTC chart. How do I check that chart, Cryptic Sniper? I'm going to go ahead and see the CH. I want to go ahead and see this kind of chart. Let's see, what is this? CHR. What are you trading this on? Binance, MEXC. What are you doing this on? What do you do, Binance? I feel like Binance always has some really good freaking charts. What are we looking at? Are we looking at the daily, or what are we looking at? You said a perfect W formation. Oh yeah, dude, this is a fucking perfect W formation. This is a fucking perfect W formation. This thing's gonna break out, huh? What do you think this is gonna break out to? 18? Yeah, this thing's for sure gonna break out, man. Not financial advice, by the way, chat. Not financial advice. Oh yeah, 4 hourly is looking juicy. Juicy. Even on the 4 hourly, if you look at the longer time frame, you could actually see that it does even look like a massive W. I guess the W formation said that as soon as you get that W pattern, you need to look out for what exactly? Stop loss below breakout level. Trade in the direction of the breakout. Price projection is the high of double the bottom pattern. All right, for sure. So yeah, so it looks like a W pattern is being formed right here. So let's go ahead and break for that. They said a double breakout, right? Oh, you can't make this shit up, bro. But yeah, dude, I've never traded a W pattern, bro. I've always traded usually cup and handles, head and shoulders, bullish, freaking flat bull flag, bullish pendants, I think they're called. Those are like usually my favorite patterns. I've never traded, you know, a W pattern. I'm on math. You're on math. You can't make none of this shit up, bro. You can't make none of this shit up. All right, let's go ahead and see the chart on that. What's your entry level, bro? That's my question. What's the entry level? Because I low-key, I'm probably going to go ahead and jump into this myself. I'm going to go ahead and put a little check mark on this to have this on my chart. Dude, what is freaking Pepe 2.0 doing, bro? Like, fucking pump already. Do something. Patience is key, guys, remember. It's at a resistance now. Wait for the breakout and get in on the retrace. All right, bet. Good looks, man. Appreciate you for the alpha. I appreciate you for the alpha. What is this on? CHR, right? CHR. Let's see. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna save this. I'm hoping my freaking Pepe 2.0, you know, pattern breaks out, because I'm looking right now at Floki. I'm gonna be looking at CHR, and I'm also looking at Wojak. And if Pepe 2.0 breaks out, I'm gonna be taking about half of my profits, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have them sidelines, and I'm gonna be trading a lot of these other altcoins or shitcoins that we're talking about, like such as Floki, Wojak, and CHR. Cryptic says they are both YouTube channels, John. I checked the chart prime on Lux Algo Live. Charts often are way too keeping an eye on Bitcoin while I trade the alts. I gotta get Lux Algo, man. Michael Whitman, like he has like literally, you're on YouTube and you can just like listen to charts. Some next level shit, dude. Michael Whitman. Which one is it? Is it this one right here? And then we're gonna go ahead and check out Dev smashed his keyboard. Check that out. Yeah, Dev smashed his keyboard is pretty crazy, bro. Mark says 0.0858 was my entry. Nice entry, man. Where's it at? Oh, nice. See, that's a really good entry. So we're gonna go ahead and look at who? Who are we gonna look at right now? Oh, Dev smashed my keyboard. God damn, this is insane, bro. 20 or it's 2 million. Bet. I'm gonna check them out. Good looks, dude. Yeah, Death Smash My Keyboard could. I think this one could go to 10 mil, dude. I don't know why. I have a feeling like usually like projects with like a stupid name like Death Smash My Keyboard are usually the tokens that like go to the moon, bro. like for reals. Liquidity is at 200,000, which is not the best. Just a heads up, but it's not too bad either. Let's go ahead and see what we can find on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, 15-minute chart looks like it's gonna go ahead and take a little dip, but we have to go ahead and find out where that dip is. This could be the new area of support, or maybe right here. Maybe we could go ahead and see it falls lows right here. So I'll keep my eyes on this. If this thing does go ahead and dump, well, we just went from 2 point something 11 million to 2.04. That was a quick move. 2.4 now I'm back, dude. Every time it dumps, it like the dip gets eaten up so quick. I think we could possibly go ahead and try to touch this zone around here, 0.17 or even 0.9, before we have that next leg up. That's just my opinion. But maybe not, dude. Maybe this is the new area of support. We have to go ahead and keep our eyes out on that. So I'm going to be waiting patiently. I'm going to be looking. I'm going to go ahead and just go based off this being the area of support for now. Just because we see that it tested the resistance multiple times. We see resistance was right here, right here, right here, right here. And then once it broke that resistance, we ended up mooning. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is an area of support. So we'll just go ahead and keep that as support. I don't know why that thing just moved. We'll go ahead and keep this area as support right here. We'll see how it reacts. I would ideally like to go ahead and see a little bit more volume though, pick up. But look at this freaking volume, 24-hour volume, 8.37 million, dude. It's fucking insane. Volume is insane, dude. 8 million of volume is freaking insane, dude. With only 1,000 freaking holders, and the project's called Dev Smash My Keyboard, bro. Like, you can't make any of this shit up. It's just 24 hours. Yeah, dude, that's insane. 24-hour volume, dude. Like, so there's like people smashing their keyboards, bro. Yes. Yeah, take that, computer. This is funny, man. You can't make none of this shit up. It's always weird ass tokens like this, bro, that like literally do like 20 mil, 100 mil market cap, and usually are the tokens that like take you literally to the moon, and people are like, what the fuck, why did it do that, you know? It's just one of those, bro. It's actually quite funny, wouldn't lie. Yeah, but let me go ahead and take a look at Pepe 2.0, see where this thing's going. I'm gonna be looking at that. Shout out to Mark for that alpha. We're gonna be looking at CHR. I'm waiting for that breakout on that too. It's just to wait on that breakout for it to retrace. Hey, what's your price target, Mark? What do you think how high it could actually go? Oh shit, I'm looking at the wrong one. 1,000 Pepe 2. Okay, 4 hour. It's 4 hours testing support pretty good. So we're just gonna have to be patient, chat. We're just gonna have to be patient and just see this thing, whether it wants a pump or dump. But on the 15-minute chart, it's just fucking not doing shit, man. Bernie will launch his 9-inch wick soon. Let's fucking go, bro. Cheers to Bernie for that. Round of applause for Bernie. 9-inch incoming. You can't make any of this shit up, bro. It's so funny. All right, well, I mean, that's pretty much it on my end. It looks like we couldn't capture a nice little pump on Pepe 2.0 on live stream. I was hoping that. I had a really good time with all of you, though, so that's something I was really excited for. Learned a lot. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and do a lot of research on a lot of the shit that all of you gave me, so I really do appreciate all of that content. And if you want to go ahead and support my channel or like reach out to me, just feel free to go ahead and reach out to me at ALTCOIN John. Feel free to message me. You know, my goal is to go ahead and build a really tight community with every one of you. So go ahead and do that. And most importantly, go ahead and support the channel by using my MEXC link down below. $20,000 in sign-up bonuses, no KYC, and literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account. It is one of my preferred platforms, as you could go ahead and tell. I do have an open trade with Pepe 2.0, and looking at CHR. I'm looking at CHR right now, looking at Floki, I'm looking at Wojak, and possibly BTC2. I don't remember why BTC2 is in here. I have to go ahead and look at the chart. But so far, CHR, Floki, Wojak, and Pepe 2 are the pairs that I'm going to be looking at to go ahead and either enter or exit a trade. So keep your eyes out on those pairs. Pepe 2.0, I do think is going to be having a breakout very soon to the 0.45. And I've noticed that with these other projects such as Wojak and Floki, they're following the same exact pattern as Pepe 2.0. So I'm assuming we're probably in some sort of altcoin, meme coin season. So I do expect a lot of volatility and a lot of pumps and a lot of money to be made. Just be very, very careful. But I do want to go ahead and say, I really appreciate everybody's support. Mark says, night all, I miss my weekly Mondays masturbation winking Wednesday, so I have plans. Nice. Let's fucking go, dude. Good night, guys. Good night, all of you. I hope all of you have a wonderful night or wonderful day, depending on when you're watching this. Round of applause for all of you staying in here on the stream and supporting the channel.